kick to the gut.
I like it.
Yo, hang on. Before we do anything, we need to bring in the tractor. Wait, where is it? There it is.
Right off the bat, right off the bat.
Oh my God. What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. It was a good weekend, bro, for wrestling.
Ay. Oh, hang on. You know where that photo is from,
Where?
by the way, that I just showed you?
Where, bro?
This is WWE's Facebook page banner. They realized what an epic shot this was. They're like, there you go. We got a giant ass tractor. We got the ring getting jacked up and everything.
Straight away, bro, they just had a meme-worthy moment that will last them for the next decade. Okay, Ken, let's go. Keep
Hell
it
yeah.
inside.
What's up, chat? How y'all doing? Zayden, it's good to see you. Rishi, Fadamarka, hello. HS Lee 89. Oh,
Yeah,
it's good to
man.
see everybody. Yeah.
Bro, Marco, who's that? New guy? I just saw him joining our Discord. Welcome to the community, bro.
Absolutely. I know him from my Twitch channel as well. He
Awesome.
comes, hangs out during the Power Breakfast Show live stream, and now right here on Kick to the Gut also. I appreciate the support, brother. I appreciate the support.
Appreciate it. Let's go. I mean, we got so much to talk about. It was newsworthy weekend. SummerSlam, they came through because the hype wasn't there coming up towards SummerSlam, right?
Well, I mean, before we jump into SummerSlam, I have to ask you, bro. How are you? I want to catch up with you. This is not just about wrestling. This podcast is about Mr. Foreign and Mr. Young.
Yeah, bro. Okay, I know you miss me so much. I've been away reservice 2 weeks. Then after that, come back this past week. Shit tons of work to catch up on.
Yeah,
So I've barely been able to breathe, and I've tried to watch my wrestling, try to get back into the routine, right? Because when you were in camp, can't really watch stuff. So I finally got to really chill, right? Yesterday. Yesterday was the first day out of the entire week that I actually got to relax at home, because on Saturday I actually attended the preview show for NDP for work.
Oh, very nice. So what you're saying is yesterday, if SummerSlam sucked, that would have ruined your Sunday, the one free day that you had.
Kind of. I mean, if wrestling sucked post Triple H or show hints of sucking, right, I'll be very disappointed, because I have a lot of hope in it correcting itself,
And that's the thing, right? And we always talk about this, how in 2022, the attention span of each of us, it's so distracted because we have so many other things we want to watch, so many other things we want to do, media to consume, right? And if they don't put on an amazing show, boy, it's tough. And before we jump into the good stuff, can we just get the bad stuff out of the way?
Of course.
SummerSlam reinvigorated me. I'm not gonna lie, because of months and months of just boring television, right? And so I had this question in my head: which is actually better, boring television or just bad television? You can tell where I'm kind of going with this, right?
I kind of know where we're going with this.
Because this is an interesting. I ran a little bit of an experiment. So you know what I did last week? Last week, I watched the barbed wire everywhere match. I know we're 2 weeks away from that abomination, but I watched that in the studio with Jackie. See, I want to get somebody who's familiar with the product but doesn't watch it anymore.
Okay.
I'm like, let's watch this together and tell me what you think. And bro, do you want to know what this mainstream sort of your everyday person, what their thoughts about that match was?
I'm very curious, bro. What did Jackie say?
Because here's the thing, I already had my own impressions of the match, right? And last week we didn't talk about it at all because we had so many things to talk about, right?
Yes.
But so I made it very, very much a point to be quiet and don't say anything, don't poison the well, as it were, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
And first thing she said, wow, this Jericho looks damn old and fat already. Okay, never mind. Second, because she used to watch with me, remember?
Yeah. When Jericho was actually a good-looking rock star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then number two, when Eddie Kingston come out, she was like, who did fella look like work at coffee shop one? I was like, oh fuck.
Like coffee shop uncle, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I had to explain that's Eddie Kingston. He's very good on the mic, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, oh, okay, well, he better be good on the mic because he looks like shit. I'm like, oh.
This is not Rock and Austin straight off the bat, bro.
No, but do you see what I'm trying to get at? The initial presentation, and then the match happens, and actually not half, 80% through the match, she was like, this is disgusting because it was brutal, right? It was gross. She couldn't look at the screen. And then all the botches happened, right? We all remember all the botches, right? From that match. The on-screen blading where...
Oh, yeah. You pointed out to her or did she realize it herself?
No, she was like, wait, because I've told her she understands what the concept of blading is because, we used to watch wrestling together. And she was like, is he blading on screen? I was like, yeah.
Oh, dear God.
And the fact that she can just basically say all these things, I was like, I'm not feeding her no lines, right? And then the first thing she said when they showed the shark cage, hey, they look like they can squeeze through. I'm like, fuck, bro.
Oh, she already telegraphed what's gonna happen.
Right? And it was just this. I like I said, I didn't want to say anything. I was like, just watch and then tell me what you think. And then she was like, no. And then the ending happened, and it was embarrassing, And I asked her, would you watch AEW if this was the only AEW match you ever watched? She was like, no.
How do you feel as a longtime Jericho fan seeing all this? Seeing the rise and fall of Chris Jericho?
I am embarrassed. About this whole JAS thing. To be fair, maybe I should have shown her MJF versus CM Punk, right?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And then today, I showed her the main event of SummerSlam.
Oh, so you let her watch SummerSlam, a bit of it today?
Yeah, the main event, right?
Nice.
And like I said, I didn't say anything. I was like, just tell me what you thought. And I think...
What was this in comparison? Did she know that she's being compared from last week's reaction?
No, I did not bring up that, now I want you to compare to last week. No, I'm like, just watch and give me your reactions.
Bring it out of the blue, huh?
Yeah. She didn't take her eyes off the monitor. And it's like, wow, Brock looks like a star. Roman Reigns looks like a star. So do you get it when I say that at least they are not making the business look bad?
Was she very impressed by how Roman looked?
Yes.
I mean, like a good-looking guy. Did she talk about how hot he was?
Well, no, she didn't. She said something very funny actually. She said that if you cover his bottom half of his face, he looks like John Cena. Actually, and then the more I looked at him, you try this. You go and find a picture of Roman Reigns. You block out the bottom part of his face. He looks like John Cena.
Roman Reigns so John Cena with hair, legit, is it?
Yeah. So I was like, really? Oh my God, I never noticed this. But anyway, my point is AEW really does, we've been drilling this point into the ground. They really are just catering to one audience and one audience only. And that is going to be their downfall, I'm telling you. And last week's Dynamite, all right, let's start with what, we watched. I don't know if you watched last week's Dynamite, but it was
we can talk.
It was more of a downhill skid. I'm sorry. They brought back Brian Danielson, finally, right?
Yes.
Let's start with that, the main event. Was it a great match? Yeah. Was it a well-fought match? Yeah. What was his face? Daniel Garcia going over the right thing? No. Absolutely. I don't know. Did you enjoy Dynamite at all?
Okay, before you give your opinion, because I kind of know where you're leaning towards, I will say a few good things about Dynamite.
Okay.
I felt like this past week Dynamite, there was a concerted effort to finally highlight the wrestlers that I thought deserved to be pushed.
Like?
Mostly is the entire team test segment.
Oh my God. Okay. I have a completely different take about that.
Okay, but I'll say my take first.
Sure.
I thought that Hobbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Ricky Starks, we always knew they were great, right? As a tag team. Never gotten a chance. Weirdly enough, Ricky Starks as an on-screen character has never even given enough mic time, right? Yeah. And I think he laid out every single issue that he had. And then kena heel turn by Will Hobbs, right? Yeah. Very shocking. Didn't expect it to go that way. But if that means they're pulling the trigger on both of them to get more television time, I'm fine.
Bro,
I'm fine.
You know what I see? I see Vince Russo on the fly booking. That's what I see. Nothing about this shows me that they've been building up to it. This whole open challenge thing has been a recent thing. And it literally only took 1 week. They spent 1 week on this open challenge before, and it makes zero sense. Starks look like an asshole challenging somebody after he's had a match.
Yes, because he was supposed to be the heel at that point in time.
Yeah, and then Taz is like, oh, I don't know what's going on, and there was no build towards, okay, let's say you want to paint the picture of Ricky Starks is going over his head and he's just being too cocky already and just offering up these shots, and then there was no Taz saying, wait a minute, what is he doing? And no sort of lead up to the turn at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no, like, all of a sudden, Hobbs just beat him down. Like, okay, wait, and then Hook comes out, right? So Hook comes out, beats him for the title. Where has Hook been in the past couple of weeks? The last thing we remember of Hook is messing around with Danhausen. Literally no build, no story talking about the FTW title. They're just assuming that you know that he's the son of Taz.
Another weird thing. I agree with you with regards of how they've been using Starks and the FTW Championship. Because, right, technically he's had the title for almost a year, right?
Yeah, he's the longest reigning FTW champion, which they keep parroting on commentary, but it doesn't make a lick of difference if you just do a fucking promo package for them.
Yeah. If he was doing this open challenge for the last 1 year,
yes,
and then
yeah,
you know, Hook did it after, like, yeah, that will be out of the blue, but it will be an awesome way to pay off the 1 year long story. Remember that whole time when they said Scorpio Sky was undefeated for almost a year?
Yeah, like who gives a shit? So see, like, this to me screams of last minute. Oh, we feel like turning them, making them fight against each other, so let's just do it 1 week. You know, there's absolutely the booking. Oh, best booker 2022. So when you say that you enjoyed it, I enjoy what may come, but I also know deep in my heart that I think that they don't know what they're doing in terms of the booking. And so now you have Hook coming in, winning the title. It means nothing because we've seen nothing of Hook.
You have a great point. On how they're handling it. But my point is, I like the fact that they're being highlighted finally, because, like, after the initial 4 pillars, right?
Yeah.
Like we know the first wave of youngsters, right? They're really doing whatever they're doing. But like Hobbs, Stark, even Daniel Garcia to a certain extent, like all these people they're finally trying to focus on the younger guy, which they should have done all along.
Yep.
It should have been mentor fight against young guy. Even the Jungle Boy scenario, Jungle Boy trying to bring Jungle Boy finally got some mic time. I'm kind of leaning. I'm leaning with you on this. I'm
gonna go off on that Jungle Boy Christian Cage bullshit horse. Oh my god. Hey, let me say hello to Fias, Tovakin, Muhammad Daniel, y'all. What's up?
Hello.
We in the midst of talking about AEW right now.
We need to get AEW out of the way before we get to the good stuff, okay?
Zayden says he didn't know Hook was Taz's son until he saw it on Instagram. See, your average fan will not know a lot of this stuff. Tony Khan makes the biggest mistake by assuming that everyone is as much of a mark as he is.
He assumes that everyone has enough time as him to know about his product.
Yeah, stop it. You want to grow this, you need to reach out to the average audience. And the shit you're putting out there is not going to reach out to, you know, your auntie, uncle on the street and make them watch.
Your Jackies of the world.
A giant tractor? Maybe. Like, even if you have no idea what wrestling is, you're gonna fucking look. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
You know what? You're actually tempting me to make my girlfriend sit down and watch this. I'm gonna try to ask her to watch.
You should. You know, make it like a test. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so then Hobbs turns on Ricky Starks, who, you know, like, they haven't been a tag team. I mean, they have been a tag team, but they haven't had any shine whatsoever for me to care about him turning. Like, oh, he turned big fuck.
Remember Soph in Our Glory, they were barely attacking, then they almost had dissension for a bit, and then they became champions.
Yeah. So what? All this is just the worst booking. Tony Khan is letting his guys just be the worst versions of themselves, just anyhow, right? Okay,
Yeah. Sorry, what's your thoughts on like Chris Jericho like barely surviving against Eddie Kingston, and then next thing you know, this past week challenging Jon Moxley for the title? What do you think of that sudden return to the main event for Jericho?
There's another thing. Why aren't you selling this horrible beatdown? Go away for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. See, this is Jericho knows better. You know, he should know better. He shouldn't just disappear for a month and then come back and challenge. I wonder if it's because they need somebody for Jon Moxley to play with for a while.
I believe so. I believe they are like lacking in top tier talent. But the thing is, they fucking randomly had a world title match against Rush.
Yeah, and Rush is a fucking awesome worker, but you don't highlight him. He's just a he's a Mexican fella. That's all I know about him. Like
All of a sudden.
Yeah, and then you have Excalibur creaming his pants, talking about him, and I'm like, I don't know who he is.
To be fair, to be fair, he was great. Like I never seen him work properly, and that first match, I mean, I didn't the Dragon Lee match. I didn't really like focus.
Yeah.
But this match again, just was like, hey, this guy is actually fucking like can be Andrade's twin brother in how terms of his talent. You know?
Yeah, so give them a shine, promote them, make them worth something, as opposed to just throwing them out there. And then Daniel Garcia beating Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but there's absolutely no build to it, you know. And Daniel Bryan, like when he returned, it was like, oh, he's returned and he's having a way too competitive match with this young gun and losing to him. I'm like,
you wanted him to come back, give a dominant victory, move forward, like that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was an upset. Like, I didn't expect that. I kind of was a bit disappointed.
Doesn't it smell of swerve for the sake of swerve? Doesn't it smell of Vince Russo WCW booking?
They're trying to tell this story of him like coming back, but then his injuries, whether he fully recovered. Something interesting you brought up about Vince Russo booking, right? Did you hear a quote that I think Kevin Nash put out on his podcast saying that AEW reminds you of WCW Thunder, not in a good way. It feels very dated and old.
Yes, that's the thing. I think this is what happens when you don't have a collective vision, you know? I ain't talking about Wonder, Scarlet Witch, Wonder Vision. No, it's like, okay, let's draw the connection.
They tried to have a collective vision when they first started. Remember with all the EVPs and Tony Khan? And then Tony Khan suddenly is like, nope, actually I'm the boss. I'm the only boss in town.
And then he lets everybody just go. Oh my God. And then Fias is reminding me of just the worst shit. Utah promo. I'm sorry, but
you
shut the fuck up.
You watch Utah.
Wheeler Yuta, shut up. Like, as it is, I don't buy him as a legitimate threat already. He's like the skinnier version of Steve Blackman. And then he started talking. I was like, oh my God. And what is this childish bullshit?
Are you talking about the Rampage one with Chris Jericho?
I don't know. Was it on Rampage? The one where they went back and forth and Wheeler Yuta tricked him into giving up his title shot?
Yeah, there was a Rampage. There was a Rampage.
Oh, Rampage. Oh my God.
Bro,
stop.
I didn't expect him to have such a girly voice. I thought I thought he's gonna be like this very badass, like low sounding, like, you know, I'm serious, but like, hey, I want to go for the title.
When he started talking, I was like, no, don't let him talk. Let Regal talk. Let somebody else talk, please.
This is the first time he talked, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It was just awful. Okay, and then let's talk. What else was there? I don't know. It wasn't like I was in a bad mood as well. I wanted to enjoy, and you know, when CM Punk and MJF and all that shit was going well, I had nothing but praise for AEW, right?
Yeah.
But now that those guys are off doing rehab and whatever, it's just the worst of the worst. You had Christian Cage for 2 weeks cutting killer promos. You know, there's this intrigue. Why is Luchasaurus now siding with Christian Cage and Jungle Boy off selling his injury? Then Jungle Boy comes back. He needs to cut down his promo time also. Still, he sounds like a child. Yeah. And Luchasaurus is now back with Jungle Boy for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, have they explained why he turned and sided with Christian Cage first? And then now he's turned back?
Well, he did explain in his promo, saying something along the lines of like, oh, he just wanted to protect him so that when Jungle Boy comes back, he can like beat up Christian Cage. So like it's dumb. It was a dumb explanation of the promo.
Why is Christian Cage, a veteran, allowing this to happen? Is my question.
But I feel Christian Cage is just pushing him to try to force some sort of aggression out of him. He should, to be honest, he tried to show some aggression that he has never showed throughout his entire AEW run, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing is, you need to channel the aggression with a great promo and personality. He sounds like a very boring kid who just want to stay at home and play video games. So like, cannot force to socialize. You know?
And then Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus had actually become interesting for about 2 weeks. Heel Lucha, right? Like, oh, what is this thing? What hole does Christian Cage? Unless in the next few weeks Christian Cage comes out with some weird, like, I don't know lah. I don't know how they can save this, but
double turn.
Yeah, but right now it is dead in the water. It was interesting for 2 weeks and then it died.
I still have hope in Christian Cage as the heel in this scenario. I mean, you know the end goal is to build up Jungle Boy, but what if, right, the youngster is not worth being built up? Does that make, you know what I mean?
Talking about youngsters, you talk about the pillars of AEW, right? You talk
Yeah.
about Darby Allin, who, despite all the horrible booking, has gotten over heavy with the AEW crowd.
Yeah, still
Wow.
very popular. Still
Yeah.
widely.
I mean, isn't that why he's in a main event high tier feud right now? Oh, wait, no. Who the fuck is he feuding with?
House of Black, right?
Like,
Uh,
it's just.
But here's the problem. House of Black should have been a main event heel by now. They should have been a heel faction. I think like Malika Black has probably same problem as Chris Jericho, bro. Left to his own devices.
Yeah, and then just anyhow. Now they are trying to tempt Miro. Okay, I have some hope in that. Miro versus Malachi. Whether they feud or whether he joins. Okay, quite a badass group.
You know, bro, freaking hell, why is Miro not challenging for the interim title, bro? Why is he not? He at least has the personality.
And it's something different and new, right? Like Miro versus Moxley, hell yeah, I watched that. But no, it has I'm a big Jericho fan, but I cannot stand by this horse shit that they are putting out right now.
One more thing, we never talk about it. The AEW Trios Championship.
Oh, okay. I knew there was something I forgot. Look, I'm going to spell it out for you right now. Now they're going to do this whole, who are the Young Bucks going to team up with? They had that awkward interaction with Paige.
Hemming Page, yeah.
Fucking former champion now just moping around backstage, having high school moments with his ex-best friends. Oh, what is this? Some childish bullshit, right? And then
Paige has fallen off a cliff, for sure.
Remember when we were like, yeah, he's the next guy. He got so much potential. And then now he's just hanging around. Is he going to team with the Young Bucks? Is he going to team with the Dark Order? Like, all right, we know this is the vehicle for Kenny Omega to come back.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, that's the whole point. I think Tony Khan even spoiled his own product by saying that we are just waiting for Omega to return. Then we pull the trigger on the Trios tournament, right?
And then now you got Trios tournament. So you're going to have Omega Bucks. You'll have the Undisputed Elite, which is another, I don't care about y'all anymore. Like Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, right? They return, don't even care.
Yeah.
They're so damaged right now. You got the Hangman Adam Page with the Dark Order. You have...
My question is, right, because I wrote this article on Sportskeeda. I said, which underutilized AEW stars would have stayed, or former WWE stars would have stayed in WWE if Triple H was still around?
Yeah.
Do you think Undisputed Era would have even left the company?
No, if Triple H had his way, he probably would have had Adam Cole there. Maybe not main event, but definitely as, upper mid-card or mid-card. For sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, Adam Cole looked like he could hang in the big time in WWE just by way of the way he's being booked.
Yep.
Even to be honest, his physique never really changed much. It just got a bit sloppier. But he was always a small guy. But I could somehow find him more believable the way he was presented in WWE.
Well, it's all about presentation, isn't it? It's the same guy. You're right. You're exactly right. It's the same guy. It's just how you've been positioned, how you're obviously if he were booked, he would just be on the mic all the time doing nefarious shit,
Yeah. We've all said and done, right? I actually like the fact that they have a Trios Championship. I would have preferred it to come up more than the All Atlantic title, which doesn't make sense.
Well,
but you know what I mean?
The problem now is we talked about this before. Now they really have too many titles to a point where all their titles don't mean anything. It's, once again, the law of diminishing returns. Your average fan is going to see every motherfucker with a title, so a title doesn't mean anything anymore. Now you got the ROH title, you got the ROH TV title, you got the ROH tag team, you got this, that. The FTR, best tag team in the world, but they are walking around with 3 sets of gold. And then now you have the AEW tag team titles, which oh my God.
Yeah, it's a bit of too much. And of course, if it would really, really help if ROH finally has television, then they can separate their roster. Actually, you know what? I really hope they actually stay separated.
Yeah.
If freaking Samoa Joe is just gonna work ROH, just let him stay in ROH. You know what I mean?
if Samoa Joe works at all, once half a year, then come out and do.
Yeah. So I hope they separate it. But a problem is Claudio, which I think has great potential to even be a world champion in AEW, but he's gonna do this excursion in ROH. So clearly they're not gonna keep him there just there, right? They're gonna just move them around. So that is gonna be hard, lah.
It's a giant clusterfuck right now over at AEW. So that brings me back to my original question. Yeah, you have WWE that is sort of like, a single note, maybe a few blips here and there in terms of the feuds, but you had a professional looking product versus a product where it's just anyhow, and the whole test that I did with Jackie really proved my point in that in the eyes of the average person, you're going to look at one product, you go, this is like, wow, this is professional. And then the other one, it looks like, hey, this is some low quality backyard indie bullshit.
So your question is professional, but sometimes boring, or wildly unpredictable and chaotic, but like freaking like bingo hall standard.
Yes, exactly. And I don't mean in production because they have the pyro, they have the LED boards and stuff like that, right? But doing shit like fake chops, and stuff that doesn't make sense, stuff that insults your intelligence,
Yeah. But that's the problem. So some people will argue like, oh, wrestling is subjective. You should be a variety show. They should be able to do this style, then they should be able to do that style. I don't disagree with that. I also think like, you should have a lot of variety, but there's a way of doing it. Even the variety should be done really, really well.
Yep. And I think SummerSlam actually proves that very point. But we'll get to that in just a little while. Richie says on a macro level, I think the messy indie AEW and the mainstream well-polished WWE is a nice combo to have every week. True. I mean, at the end of the day, right, the wrestling fan, us, diehards, we have entertainment from all angles, right? The problem is does it quote unquote ruin the business? To have Chris Jericho out there embarrassing himself with Eddie Kingston, and then people think, oh well, this is pro wrestling. Yucks.
That's the problem, right? You give people options. That means you're opening up the market. What does happen when you open up the market? You might get bullshit quality together with world-class quality.
Tovakin says, boring, I won't watch. Bad booking equals train wreck, but it gets eyes. But I disagree. It doesn't get eyes because you're average. Like I said, we look at this as fans, right? Like we will watch if it's ridiculous. Like Kenny Omega wrestling a blow up sex doll, I'll watch it because it's ridiculous. But then after that, will I come back to watch more of that product? Probably not, because I know it's nonsense. Right? So that's my point. My point is you have to put out a like the WWE and AEW, we've talked about this before, they are on different levels. One is trying to get the mainstream audience, your everyday, people, and the other one is just only wrestling fans. So AEW is not going to stand the test of time. It's going to be like a WCW.
Maybe we should start to accept that maybe they're not really competition for each other because they are really catering to completely different things.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, because I feel like there is an audience of AEW fans who really enjoy the wrestling just like that.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, these are the ones who grew up watching your Young Bucks. They love the, trampoline jump flippy bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But my point is they are not going to grow the audience.
Yeah. Put it this way, bro. I'll use a football analogy to wrap up this very interesting discussion, right?
Yeah.
WWE, I feel like it's like Manchester City.
Okay.
Very well-oiled machine, Pep Guardiola, very good direction, very clear way of playing football, but they're fucking boring to everyone else. Because they just, their matches are a certain way, and you know that they're going to win, they know they're backed by money. So it's not as interesting, right?
Sure.
I would say, right, I apologize to all Man U fans out there. I think AEW is like Man U right now.
Okay.
It is just
in that
chaos.
In that they have the worst fans out there. Actually, I don't know. I don't care.
I know young. I see you fan, Chelsea fan. I see you.
Don't DM me. Okay.
Okay, let's not talk about the fan base. Just talking about the club. Ever since Alex Ferguson left, right, they just have been chaos for nearly a decade. It's like crap,
Sure.
And they have the potential to be really good, right? Right now they have a good new manager, young guy. But like the point is, right, it's like it's not a steady ship. They're trying to find their identity, and they're banking on nostalgia, lots of nostalgia, and they're banking on their name just because like Manchester United. That means it has to be good,
right?
But the actual playing, the actual managing is not there yet.
Bro, the chat is popping up, laughing, people choking on their food. the foreign, the shade, I'm hurt, season starting soon, you're all gonna start a war. Hey, this is a whole other podcast altogether with the football, huh?
Tovakin said disliking this now. Hey guys.
Hey, I thought Tovakin Chelsea fan, so we're not talking about Chelsea, right?
Okay. Let's preface this by saying, right, I know I'm a Liverpool fan. That might make me sound biased, but my best friend is a Man U fan, and we are both 30-year-olds who are very, very mature when we have conversations about football, except when we are watching the match when we fight each other up.
Okay, then you just okay. Look. All that said and done, there's good apples, bad apples in every group, every fandom, be it WWE fans got toxic, AEW got toxic. It's everywhere will have one. So let's just get that out of the way. We're just talking about the product right now. Yeah. And I think that leads us very nicely into the next point, which is the fact that now WWE brand name, the only thing that we can fault them for, their product a bit boring now. But with Vince McMahon gone, with Triple H as the head of creative, oh, okay. So now you take all that, you think back to the black and gold NXT days, and now with a bigger roster, bigger production, what can they do?
Bro, my only worry is that suddenly every single pay-per-view theme song is Metallica or AC/DC. Suddenly we go back to rock and roll again.
I think he definitely has his preferences, right, Triple H. But on a bigger scale, I think he has to work within, a different set of rules. But now he has a bigger sandbox to play with. And I think that, hopefully anyway, and we did see signs of this, glimpses of this at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, even as early as Raw, I felt like even SmackDown, there were some great matches. Do you realize I've noticed a few things that is really different really. Straight away off the bat, this past week in wrestling where it's just fully Triple H led, the matches have been given time to breathe.
Yes, longer matches.
Right? Yeah. There's no stupid, nonsensical finishes so far. So far, every single ending, yes, interesting decisions on endings, but there's no bullshit in terms of like, I correct myself. There was one time that they had a counter that it became a throughout finish, and then they restarted the match. It became a tag team match. That seems to be a typical WWE trope.
Yeah, it is.
But I feel that's what it's gonna be like. I don't think they're gonna have like nonsensical stuff going forward.
And that makes me very happy because now you have the polish and the professionalism of the WWE, but hopefully with a more more relevant creative force driving it.
Bro, one thing I realized, remember when we always talk about how, I think somebody brought out a great point, commentary, right? The commentary feels more natural and fluid because last time, Vince McMahon always is on their ears, screaming at them, trying to correct them. I don't think Triple H does that.
Nope. He lets them do what they need to do.
So do you think the commentary will actually be more entertaining going forward?
I think so, and I think this SummerSlam showed it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I don't know whether you want to recap a bit of Raw or SmackDown, but I rather just dive right into SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think we should. Okay, just to sort of put a cap on the whole McMahon-Helmsley era thing, right? Like, it was about time. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate Vince McMahon. All the allegations aside, for what he did for our childhoods. Okay, that sounded a bit weird. But he brought us the product that we are literally talking about right now.
Yeah. He was great, but he was a product of his time as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the Generation X worked back then, but I don't think it will work right now.
Who, you talking about, Triple H or Vince?
No, as in the Generation X as a tag team, as an act.
Oh, okay. Why are we talking about? I'm talking about Vince.
No, I know. But I mean, it's like making the comparison of Vince McMahon is a product of his time. That means whatever he did back in the 2000s worked because at that time and that era it worked.
Right. And at some point now, you just stop. You just stop being relevant. I think, and a lot of people argue that he hasn't been very relevant for many, many, many years already. But now that he's been forced out of that position of power and you've given it to a Triple H, a Stephanie, who are a little bit more aware of what's going on in the world, I think there's nothing but positives coming up. Because we know that the talent there can work. They all have potential. And it's not like they have, a roster of idiots, right? So they all know
botches.
And botches. Oh my God. Yeah, they have professionals. They train them in the PC, blah, 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 all that. So, You love him or hate him, Zayden, exactly. You got to thank Vince, but now it's time for him to go and enjoy. But he's not enjoying, like he's getting, investigated left, right, and center. So he needs to go do what he needs to do. Hopefully we don't see Vince McMahon show up on Raw randomly, whatever fuck, and let Triple H, let Stephanie run the company and Nick Khan, whoever else.
Yeah. And I feel at the end of the day, I think wrestling fans want wrestling to be good.
Yes.
So if wrestling is great and entertaining, we can actually enjoy and not be ashamed to be watching it.
Yeah, and talking about being ashamed of it, like when I watch Raw, when I watch SmackDown, by and large, I won't feel ashamed of watching it. I might be bored, but now that Triple H is in charge, I kind of don't worry about that anymore. Yeah. We'll wait and see. But then with AEW, that's the thing. Like going back to that whole argument, AEW needs to step up. And by step up, I don't mean triple cage on fire exploding arena match. Okay, that's not what I mean by step up. I mean give us compelling shit, and not the trios title is the last thing. You know what? If Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks just fuck off one side with the trios title, go and play with the best friends, all that, and they stick that on a specific hour of the show, best. So I know which part of the show to skip.
You know what? If AEW Dynamite can go one whole episode without doing a stipulation match, I know that they have improved.
Actually, for the past few weeks, the Young Bucks have sort of been gone, right? Did you miss them? Are you excited to see them come back?
I mean, they've been in backstage segments mostly, right?
But have their backstage segments made you want to see them more or less?
Well, bro, for me, out of sight, out of mind, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay. And then Undisputed Elite, same thing. So I just feel like the whole back to the trios thing is just there to stroke their ego.
Maybe. They were 6-man champions in ROH and in Japan. So maybe that's what they need to do. And
it's like they feel naked without titles. Oh, we're EVPs. We need to have... So, okay, fine. Trios. There you go. Because everyone's clamoring for FTR to be AEW Tag Champs as well. They are not touching the main event scene anytime soon. Hopefully, they got the BCC and all that.
Yeah. It's interesting for their side right now.
Oh
that's
my
all
God.
I can say.
You say interesting, I say a shit show. Anyway, let's move on. On to greater things. Let's talk about SummerSlam. Did you enjoy the fact that it was on a Sunday morning for us, a Saturday night?
Oh yes, for sure. I love waking up on a Sunday and watching wrestling, man.
This is interesting. This means if they do more of these Saturday night pay-per-views, they will always go up against, or not always more often than not, go up against a UFC card.
Yes, but UFC card seems to start later, or at least their pay-per-views, their main events, right, start later.
Yeah, correct. So it's an interesting thinking. I mean, when it comes to selling tickets, as long as they are not in the same town, it's not a big deal, right? But like pay-per-view
online.
Yeah. But pay-per-view buys or they are PLEs. So I guess maybe they are not fighting the same fight anymore. I don't know.
Were you keeping an eye on the UFC card though?
I watched UFC later in the evening.
Who was the main card? Like who was I didn't know any news.
Juliana Pena versus oh my God, I forgot her name.
It's a female main event.
Yes. Juliana Pena versus, oh my God, chat, help me out, I forgot.
Okay, but well, it wasn't as big of a deal as the previous one. I remember
Amanda Nunes.
Amanda Nunes. No, it wasn't as big of a deal as the time when they had Money in the Bank and straight away went over to watch UFC, right? In the same town.
Yeah. Because same town, though, right? Las Vegas. So anyway, okay, let's get to SummerSlam. Obviously, huge stadium, looks amazing, blah, 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 right? You kick off the night with Bianca Belaire versus Becky Lynch. No surprises here.
Yeah. Great opening match. I think great showcase for the girls. And you know what? Like we were shitting on them a year ago for that weird ass Becky Lynch return and squashing her Bianca in 5 seconds, right? But I think they gave the match that we were supposed to get in the first place. The match that
So this match versus their WrestleMania match, which one did you enjoy more?
Oh, okay. I was comparing their SummerSlam, which is a non-match.
Their 1 year ago SummerSlam match doesn't count.
Okay. I would say the WrestleMania match still wins. Still slightly ages it out. I think because of the pageantry. Who can forget the entrance that Bianca did with the band and all that. And I just felt like that was a great way to re-establish Bianca as a top girl again. Because after she won the title last year, she kind of lost her way, right?
Yeah.
This one is more or less ending a storyline with with Becky Lynch. Like,
Correct.
I felt like it was to cap off her heel run that wasn't the best.
Yeah, it was. She tried her best to do like this crazy, oh, I'm at the rock bottom, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Does it? Okay, do you think like they did mention, right, they were going to sort of wrap up the storylines in respect to Vince, but throw in a little Triple H, of his flair. And I think after the post-match stuff definitely was Triple H. But do you think turning Becky back face was a Triple H decision as well?
I think so too.
You think so?
I really think it was Triple H, because Triple H knows that Becky works best as the anti-hero, lovable fighter that everyone wants to. Actually, she shouldn't have turned heel in the first place, right?
Yeah.
She never should have turned heel. So I think, with respect to what you said about Vince McMahon, they are trying to wrap up the Vince McMahon storylines. I think SummerSlam was like the way to do it. We're gonna see hopefully we're gonna see a whole new clean slate this coming week on Raw.
Do you buy the turn? As in, was it like, I was okay with it. Like, I didn't hate it too much, especially after weeks and weeks of Becky being like super antagonistic against Bianca. All of a sudden, she's like, what? She earned her respect or something? Is that it?
It was similar to the Hell in a Cell match with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, right? Like, they had such a good match, and they finally gave each other respect. And remember the next day, and then like Seth saying like, how proud, blah blah blah.
And then he turned.
Yes, he turned. So I thought like that would have been Seth turning face back. So I'm glad they stuck, because a part of me was like, is Becky gonna just pretend to be standing by Bianca's side and then suddenly join in with Bayley?
Yeah.
But no, she stayed the course.
Sekali next week on Raw, she come out and turn again. I hope not. I just something about Bianca doesn't. As a top tier champion, right? Something about Bianca doesn't sit with me, and I think it's the Captain Marvel problem. Hear me out on this.
Okay.
Why is it a lot of people don't like Captain Marvel, can't relate to Captain Marvel, can't connect with Captain Marvel, right?
She OP lah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the easiest way to explain it, right? Right from the start, she damn powerful already, and then at the end, she even more powerful. So she's just too powerful the whole way through. Like, I guess maybe Becky Lynch defeating Bianca Belair in 27 seconds, that was the chink in the armor or whatever, caught her by surprise. But beyond that, like, who is Bianca Belair other than being OP? Like being super strong and being super fast. Like, you know what I mean?
You're saying that Bianca has the exact opposite problem of Liv Morgan.
Yes, you're right.
She's too unbeatable.
Yeah, like Liv Morgan is too underdog.
Yeah.
Actually, I would rather you tell me an underdog story, because people like to cheer for the underdog. Bianca Belair is so OP, so give me something to connect with her with. Like, I can't connect with her being the strongest, the fastest, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I feel, right, like, if she played up to the fact that she has anxiety of trying to always be the best. She always has doubts of whether she can always be the best.
Oh, you know what that's like? That's like the motherfucker in class who always gets 100 marks, but one time he get 99. Oh, I'm so sad. I can't relate to that. Stop. No. That doesn't work.
I'm not going that direction. I'm going more of like maybe Hangman Page, right?
Fuck Hangman Page. He's a terrible example for anything wrestling related.
His storyline to win the title, I think him overcoming his so-called doubts and all that was okay, was compelling. But the problem, like, I agree with Bianca, she doesn't feel like she has any flaws, right?
Which you need flaws to have character development. You need to overcome those flaws, right? So her entire time, and you're right, they did try to like play on her insecurities, but this was before she won the title. Now as a champion, she's even more OP. Obviously we see the talent. She has the look, she has the skills, she's decent on the mic. But I feel like somebody needs to really, and maybe that's why you have a faction coming against her. Now.
Yeah, to beat her down, to kind of like make her be more human, I guess.
Yes, and this leads us to 100% a Triple H decision right here.
Of
Like,
course.
you can't tell me otherwise. You got Bailey returning, which was like big deal already. It was like, whoa, Bailey's
Yeah.
finally ding dong back, right? And then Dakota Kai, and then, oh, excuse me, Io Sky.
Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. But the Dakota Kai coming back, I think, was the most Triple H thing ever, because
Yeah.
I know for a fact Dakota Kai ain't going to go anywhere near the main roster if it was Vince McMahon. She
No,
probably
no.
look at her like, what is she? You know,
Yeah.
who is she?
Yeah.
But I always liked Dakota Kai, even when she was with Raquel Gonzalez, and she didn't seem like the more interesting of the two. I always thought she had a cool look. I always thought that she had decent mic skills, and pairing her with Bailey is a great idea, bro.
You can see the reasoning, right? Bailey, obviously the mouthpiece. She can talk her ass off. You have Io Shirai, who we know can work, but she doesn't speak English well.
as well.
Not
Yeah.
that I know of. So there you go. You have a mouthpiece for her. Dakota Kai, same problem. I think that she doesn't really shine when she has the mic. So this is like the perfect situation. You know that these two can work. Stick them with somebody who can promo.
Yeah.
Piaz and Tovakin all say, we all hate that one guy. You're talking about the guy in class who always score 100 and then 99 only cry.
Yeah.
Piaz said, Teo Bing Sim is the guy for me. Wah,
Wah,
dropping
oi.
name, date naming
Bro.
all.
Memorize lah, bro. He might be on the chat. I mean, no, he wouldn't lah. He'll be busy studying lah. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Bing Sing, stop it lah. Nobody cares about your 100 marks, 99 marks, okay?
Yeah. Okay, wait. I think, right, I have an argument for why she's called Io Sky. Like, you know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate it because I feel like they're trying to cater to an international audience. And I know Shirai doesn't sound like a big difference. Like, yeah, why can't you pronounce Shirai? But I just feel like Io Sky is like, yeah, easy for the kids to know. It's like picking your battles, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, but the funny thing is, like, they went from spelling I-O to I-Y-O. I guess I-Y-O sounds better. But yeah, they look so good together. Tovakin says, you can't sit there and tell me this is not a rehash of the Riot Squad. I will sit here and tell you this is not a rehash of the Riot Squad, because who was the Riot Squad's leader? Ruby Soho, who has done absolute jack all by herself, unfortunately, on AEW.
Yeah. But
Once
Bailey.
again- But it's Bailey.
Yeah, it's Bailey, right?
It's freaking Bailey. We all know she's so much better than. And then who else was in Riot Squad? Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. I'm sorry, did you just compare Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan to Io Sky and Dakota Kai? Stop it.
Weird fun fact. Weird fun fact. Dakota Sky and Ruby Soho was actually a tag team in the Indies together.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So all clearly are Shimmer, all are great wrestlers, right? But one thing I think this works, right? It's not Bailey coming in with two clearly like amateurs.
Yeah.
All three can wrestle.
Yes.
So you know the work rate is gonna go up.
Yes. Mighty, Big T says, I think Absolution, that's a better connection. Hopefully, nobody gets injured though. Paige, Sonya, and Mandy. Yeah, exactly. Absolution, I think, might be a better connection, but this group can work better lah. Mandy took a while to get there.
Okay, come. First dips. What is this faction's name gonna be?
Ding dong dong. I don't know.
Ding dong, bodoh. Some people were saying Sky Kai Sky.
Div says Io Sky already got new merch, but they couldn't change her Titantron. So this caught me off guard, because when Io Shirai showed up, right, and it said Io Shirai on her Titantron video, and then Corey Graves called her Io Sky. So did Corey Graves just fuck up? Like, I know Corey Graves won't fuck up this thing on. Then they kept saying Io Sky. So okay, so they've renamed her. You know what I think it is? It's a Triple H thing. I don't know if you realize this, but he's done this on NXT many times. He will introduce a new guy by their own name and then change their name immediately. So it's like a nod. Yeah, it's like a nod to the indies, right?
Like Prince David, and he changed it to Finn Balor. I remember that.
Yeah, when Finn Balor showed up in NXT, they said Prince David on the big screen, but then they announced him as Finn Balor.
Yes, Hideo Itami with Kenta as well.
Yeah,
I remember clearly. No, as long as they can explain it in a logical way, can. Yeah. If it's like random, like what Kaylee Ray become Elba Fire just because.
Hey, she got promo, okay? She got promo on.
As long as it makes sense, I'm fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm very happy.
Yep.
Seeing that how it turned out, and then Becky Lynch, joining forces with Bianca Belair. We'll see how long that lasts. So they'll probably go up against these three girls, and yeah, lah, it's gonna be good stuff. At least the women's division all of a sudden looks interesting.
I'm more excited seeing like good matches coming out of the women's division once again, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like for a period of time, it was getting a bit thin there on the main roster.
Yeah.
But now they got backup and Bailey's back. So I
Yeah.
love the fact that Bailey's back.
To be clear, it got thin not because they lack talent, but they lack creative on the talent. Because there are a lot of talented people if you think about it, right? I mean, Asuka, what the hell is she doing?
Yeah, I mean Asuka left off the card again.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Dewdrop, bro.
Okay, yep. Dewdrop, yeah.
She's a big size girl, but she can work. She's no Nia Jax, bro. She can work.
Dewdrop, dead on arrival, unfortunately. She came in with Eva Marie, and there's like curse. You come in cursed.
Bro, do you remember that Eva Marie had a match with Alexa Bliss 1 year ago at SummerSlam?
Oh,
with
yeah.
Dewdrop, remember?
Yeah.
It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year. Okay, let's move on then from a great start to SummerSlam. I think it started off the crowd very hot. Started me off very hot, not because of the ladies involved. I think Fiaz mentioned that Bailey's fun bags got big. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but I will go back and rewatch.
I shall not confirm nor deny.
Okay. Some people did mention that Sasha and Naomi might come back. That was the rumor, that now that Vinnie Mac is gone, they might try to court Sasha and Naomi back.
They have no reason not to come back.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think for Naomi, it's pretty much a lock because she's married to one of the Usos, right? Sasha, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know how to say it, lah.
No,
It's
Sasha may have like really cut ties in the sense that she's really like having her focus towards Hollywood, really.
Correct. Do you think that she's a little bit too big shot she thinks she's bigger than the business?
No. You know why?
Why?
I know she loves wrestling a lot. Like even like when she was taking her break, remember she went to Japan to like practice and wrestle and train. I don't think she wants to be away from wrestling too long, but she walked away because of her own principles. More of like, you're not gonna give me anything too good to do with these titles. You're not gonna make it mean something that I don't want to be here. But now if Triple H reached out to her and say, hey, you come back, you make these titles feel important, we're gonna make you a big part of the show. Now you can wrestle with your Bailey and all that. I think she will come back, but maybe not to the extent that she was.
Yeah. But maybe not with Bailey. I think that feud is, dead already. I mean, it's been done to death, right? So, okay, let's move on now. Logan Paul versus The Miz. All right.
I can't wait to talk about this match for sure, bro.
Well, I mean, you talk about getting outside stars to, bring the eyeballs in. I think Logan Paul made a decent showing of himself.
Bro, it's crazy for me to think because Logan Paul has done so much shit, right? He's done everything. He's done boxing, social media, blah, blah, blah. I think WWE is his calling, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, talk about like his whole demeanor, the way he pisses people off. He gets a reaction no matter what, and that's the type of people you need, right? And he's not the type of celebrity turned wrestler who sucks. He's actually very athletic.
And he had this match was all him by himself. I mean, of course, the Miz helped him a lot.
Yeah.
But the natural athleticism, you can't teach that.
Yep.
Right? Yep. I think he got.
Did y'all see Ciampa's promo, says Irvin? Did he promo? I must have missed it. I must have stepped up.
I did. So what happened was, again, buried in their YouTube channel, but they, after, I think last week's Raw, at the end of Raw, there was a Raw exclusive, and Ciampa cut a promo on behalf of The Miz about why Logan Paul should stay away from the wrestling industry.
Okay.
Amazing. That is the first time I saw the real Ciampa on the main roster doing Ciampa things.
Are we surprised?
No, we're not. Given the ability the freedom to cut a great promo.
And now Triple H is there. Vince is out of the picture. Ciampa is going to be champion within a year, bro. No.
Ciampa, I think has great potential to be like a smart, like conniving Jake Roberts type heel.
Yeah.
Mid cut. Even start him at the mid cut, bro. Get the title of Bobby Lashley in the future. Give it to Ciampa. Why not? Yeah, he's great. He's great.
I think a lot of people were surprised that Logan Paul did so well, right? I'm not surprised because he's obviously the type of guy who's a very like a dedicated. If he wants to do something, he will put his mind to it and he will just put his all into it, right?
Yeah.
I think he's still better off as a heel. That being said, he's still better off, but they did manage to, turn the crowd around. I noticed.
Yeah. I think honestly, I know why he wants to be the face. I think he just wants to get respect.
Yeah.
It's very clear. Like a guy like him, right? The reason he does all this shit, right? It's not really for attention. I think he just wants to be loved and accepted. And maybe that's why weirdly enough, he probably put in his contract and saying like, you know what, please make me a baby face.
Right.
But one thing that, and I listened to Cornette's podcast and he said he raised a great point. I think if you want to get respect from the audience, right? Be such a great heel that the audience can't help but respect you, right? Yeah. But being a babyface off the bat is so much harder. Even The Rock had to turn to get the respect. Look at Roman Reigns, best example.
Yeah. So I mean, in a lot of ways, then could you say that Logan Paul is freaking exceeding expectations at this point?
Yeah, for sure. I think he, out of all the celebrities that came into wrestling, right? And Bad Bunny was a close second. But problem with Bad Bunny was he doesn't have the physique, he doesn't have the language barrier, right? So that's a whole nother story. But Logan Paul is a well-known household name in the world. It's not even just in the US, right? Like everybody knows who Logan Paul is.
Yep.
And I check his IGs, bro. Every time he posts something on WWE, right? On his Instagram, the celebrities are replying to his comments, commenting, saying like, hey, yo, I saw one guy, I forgot who, one of the rappers saying, hey, you know what, I might just get back into watching WWE again.
Damn.
Even Stylebender, our UFC guy, what's his name?
Israel Adesanya.
Israel Adesanya, he commented, when if you look at the most recent post that Logan Paul did, like he did like a supercut of his match, right? Highlight reels. He was like, bro, you're living my childhood dream, bro. Let me know. And I mean, so he's getting, making it cool. Again, that's what we need. WWE needs these kind of people to kind of make it accessible to the younger generation.
For sure. So, he's probably just going to remain face. He's probably going to be that guy that shows up for select pay-per-views. Don't expect him to be there all the time. He's not going to be traveling with them all the time, and that makes no sense, right?
Bro,
someone like Logan Paul, he needs to be a special attraction. So
yeah, you can't overexpose him. You can't make him do like normal random Raw tag matches.
Yeah.
But can I say though, bro? What do you think of his frog splash on the announcer table outside?
I have to say, it's almost as if he was like creating his own character in the WWE 2K22 game and then gave himself everybody's finishers because they are cool moves. Right? He got frog splash, he got phenomenal forearm, he got like every fucking finisher also have. I'm surprised he didn't pull out a stunner.
Yeah. Bro, you brought up a great point. Interesting. Do you hear what the commentary said when all of a sudden AJ Styles appeared and like neutralized Ciampa?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said like, could it be AJ Styles coaching Logan Paul all along?
Who said that though?
It was Graves.
Well, you see, here's the thing. I think Graves is low-key the best color guy they have right now.
Yeah.
He can make something out of nothing. He threw that out there. Whether he knew to say that or didn't know, it sounded completely natural.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's a storyline or a thing, but of course, like it plays into the fact that he did a phenomenal forearm right after Styles appeared. So it was like the connection was there, right?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I wonder if that was completely pre-planned. They were like, okay, we're going to do this spot so that we can have the whole, allusion to, and then maybe they can be a tag team. I don't know for a lot, but I don't really see value in Logan Paul tagging with AJ Styles.
Maybe appearing, AJ Styles appearing as his on-screen mentor, probably will help him get the respect of the WWE. It's like, if AJ Styles give him the hint of approval, that's great. But I want to give props to The Miz. I think The Miz just shows how underrated and what an asset he is, right?
Oh, I've said this for years, bro. Don't show respect to The Miz's name.
He is like the bridge, right, between getting all the celebrities comfortable in WWE. I think because the celebrities can relate to him, right?
Yeah. He's like the guy like Bad Bunny, worked with him, and then now Logan Paul. So Miz has found the perfect spot in the WWE.
Yeah, he's the guy that the celebrity liaison officer.
Yeah, that's his official title. Okay, let's move on. Bobby Lashley versus Theory. Okay.
Yes. US Championship. Yes, speaking of the US Championship.
It wasn't long at all. It was kind of a squash, kind of like
It did what it needed to do, lah, bro.
Yeah, the point wasn't to give Theory a shine here. You let Bobby do his thing, make him look dominant.
I know what's the point. The point was to temper expectations.
Yeah.
Before what happened in the main event. I think that's the whole point.
Yeah, and that was at no point would I have thought he was going to win the US title back. No, it was just okay lah. Just have the match and move on.
Yeah. But I did like how Lashley still, given whatever that's happened to him and his WWE title run, right? Kena sabotage by Goldberg, have to give away the title to Roman Reigns, blah blah blah. He could have slid down the card if without he doesn't have his MVP anymore. Like he lost his Hurt Business. My fear was that he's just gonna go down the card and just be a nobody. But I think he's landed in a fine spot. As a US champion.
I don't think Bobby can ever be a quote unquote nobody. He's always gonna be at least mid card or up. Look at the guy, and he's still over with the crowd.
Yeah. I saw the audience reaction when he was like doing his pose in front of the audience. God, people love people. He's a freak of nature, bro.
Yes, he needs to be booked like this. Big power matches. Don't give him too much mic time because that gives his aura away. And he's good to go. Not much to talk about because this wasn't much of a match as well. And Theory tapped out damn fast.
Yeah. So. Theory. What do you think of Theory's future in WWE now that his daddy's gone?
You know what? I think obviously he's still a phenomenal, young talent, right? And they're definitely going to keep pushing him. It's not like, oh, now that quote unquote Vince is gone, he's going to slide down the cart. He was being pushed in NXT under Triple H's reign anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, very interesting point, bro. You talk about getting a random person, like a casual fan, to watch, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday afternoon, I forgot to tell you this very funny story. I had lunch with my insurance agent, bro. So, but the thing is, right, I wanted to watch it later. I wanted to meet him later so I can watch the main event, right? But then he said he couldn't make it, so I had to meet him at the same time the main event was happening.
Sure.
So I actually make my insurance agent, who doesn't know anything about wrestling or who watched it when he was younger, to sit down with me and watch the main event together, bro. He doesn't know anything about wrestling except Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
So I sat him down. We watched the entire main event. So I was saying, oh, this Roman Reigns guy, he's like the new the new main event guy. He's cousins with The Rock. Straight away he's look like, hey, this guy like Jason Momoa straight away.
Yeah.
He looks like a good guy. Then when I'm kind of jumping the gun to the main event, but we'll go back. But when Theory came out to cash in, right, he was like, hey, that guy quite good looking. Who is he? Then I said, oh, he's the youngster, the next John Cena. Then I said, I can see it's John Cena. I can see he like the WWE. Then he said this very interesting line. WWE very good at picking like people that look like superstars.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. I mean, we talked about like my conversation with Jackie and then your conversation with your insurance agent, right? Like at the end of the day, when you're trying to, we talked about this so much. It's like, do you turn heads when you walk into the room, right? Or do people say, oh, this fella look like a coffee shop fella? Like that's AEW, unfortunately. When you look at Nick and Matt Jackson, I'm like, what the fuck are these weirdos?
Yeah.
Or the best friends or whatever. It's like,
I mean, purely on looks alone, right? The main star should be like a Andrade.
Yeah, or like fucking Miro.
Yeah,
Hobbs.
Even CM Punk looks a bit dirty, but he got a look.
No, he has a badass look.
Yeah, tattoo guy. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. The looks are very important in this business, but for show business, it's nothing to do with the attractive.
No,
whether they're attractive or not. It's a charisma.
It's a look you can sell, an X factor. Anyway, let's get back here. The Mysterios versus the Judgment Day. No disqualification tag team match. I mean, this was essentially a vehicle for Edge to come back, right?
Yeah. I never watched the Judgment Day's entrance since they ousted Edge. Yeah. So I didn't know whether they're gonna play the Judgment Day song with Alter Bridge,
They did.
And then, they did. So when they came out, right? Yeah, it was cool and all that, but I'm thinking like, okay, where's Edge? Because it's such an Edge sounding sound.
Yeah. Edge basically had to give them, they not only kicked him out of the group, they stole his song, right? But then Edge, so the match itself was alright lah. The match was the match. Honestly.
Yeah, it was the match.
It was the match. Nothing to write home about, right? And this all led up to Edge returning. And he looked like a 2000s reject. I'm sorry, but the hair and the jacket and the glasses, I'm like, bro, did you just step out of the 2000s?
Do you hear the music coming out of him?
Okay, no, I did not remember the music. Was it a different music?
No, the music was actually the Brute song, but somehow remixed to sound like more hip hoppy.
Yes, I remember now. Yeah.
It's like a dun, 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 dun. And I'm thinking to myself, right? This guy had like the most iconic theme song for over 2 decades. And within the span of 2 years, he got 2 new teams.
Yeah, and then like
poor guy.
I'm sorry, but the Outer Bridge, I was actually warming up to the Outer Bridge Judgment Day song.
I like it.
They shouldn't have ousted him. It was a rash decision, but now he's back as a good guy. I'm like, okay.
But then this guy just said he was on the mountain of his omnipotence, judging all of you. And then how is he going to be a good guy again?
Yeah, right? It's... Marcus says the jacket is cool, lor, but Rishi says no, bro. It looks so corny. Yeah, I will agree with Rishi on this one. The jacket a bit, he looked like a blonde Finn Balor.
I think the blue a bit orbit lah. In Malay, you call it orbit.
Wait, what? Wasn't it red?
Was it red or blue? I can't remember.
Thought it was
it was red.
Red jacket.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's like Michael Jackson jacket in Thriller, but
yes.
Maybe I think you know what it was. It was the hair.
The hair a bit like poofy and what happened to his undercut? I thought his undercut was quite cool though.
Yeah. So he's like in between hair. Like that odd.
I hate that period. Yeah.
Everybody, okay, we can all relate, right? Like when we cut our hair short, you get your fresh cut, and then you either have it short or long. The in between is always sort of that weird, like it's not too long, it's not too short.
I can tell that he's trying to grow back his long hair lah. But I think the return came back a bit too soon. So now the hair is like a weird, bushy.
Midway, sort of like. Okay, so him coming back, I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe they should have saved this for Raw. I get that they wanted a big surprise at SummerSlam, but it felt sort of diluted within everything else that happened.
My biggest problem is that the Judgment Day ousting Edge and putting in Finn Balor. I thought Finn Balor would take up the mantle and be this like heel badass because he has proven that he can do it in NXT, right? Yep. He was cutting badass promos. He was showing that he was this ruthless guy. But for some reason, they didn't make him the main guy. They made him almost like a side character. The way somebody had a great point. I mean, his new long gear that he wears for his pants, right? Looks like what fucking T-Bar. Looks like T-Bar, bro.
T-Bar? What?
Fucking Retribution.
Yeah.
The pants. It just looks like a jobber mid-carder outfit.
Yeah, I mean, what a waste, right? Like, then again, with Triple H at the helm, maybe he will let the Finn do what he did in NXT and sort of take the reins of this.
Yeah. Shout out to Div Royalty. I know she's a huge thirst trapper for Damian Priest. I gotta say, Damian Priest looks like a good-looking Undertaker, bro, with his outfit.
Look good-looking, but he looks more like the leader. You're right, but I don't know. Something about it just does. Like Edge being the legend gave them the gravitas, right?
Yeah.
And now look like Ascension.
Yes, Ascension. That's a good one. Yes, Ascension. Another one.
Div, like, can we talk about the Raw where Aaliyah tried to step up to Rhea? Yeah, that was quite cute. But
very interesting, You know the connection, right? Everyone made the connection that Aaliyah is stepping up to the current real-life girlfriend of Buddy Matthews.
Oh, is she? I didn't even realize this.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley is dating Buddy Matthews right now.
That's funny. That's very funny.
So kayfabe girlfriend fight against the real girlfriend.
He looked like he borrowed Shinsuke's jacket. Yes, yeah. Can you imagine? Ed showed up with a t-shirt. He's like, shit, I need something else. Shinsuke, can I borrow your red jacket?
Backstage he doing this. Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see, where this goes. Like Edge is gonna feud with Judgment Day. Like I don't think that benefits anybody, honestly.
Yeah, I want Edge to actually kind of swerve everyone. Actually, he returned to the Judgment Day with the fourth guy, but they gave him such a brutal attack and beat down though. Yeah. So I don't know how they're gonna explain it. Yeah.
Right. Sekali he formed a new faction to fight Judgment Day. Walao.
Oh, the new Brood.
The new Brood. Oh shit. Okay, we'll have to wait and see. In Triple H, I trust. In Levesque, I trust. Okay.
Okay, we shall
Let's
see.
move on. Oh, but before we move on, we have to shout out the one and only Nick Mutt, our
Hey!
lovely sponsor.
Bro,
Check it
not
out.
Nick
Check it
Kai
out.
now. We have Nick Mutt, not Nick
No,
Kai.
no, absolutely not. No. This fella knows what he's doing. Okay, check it out. If you
Yeah,
need to
man.
buy, you need to sell, you need to rent property, our guy's the guy to go check out. All right, take a screenshot of this, take your phone out, scan that QR code. Those are his details right there. Or if anything, just follow him on Instagram at 65 Roofs. If you're not in the market for property now, hey, somewhere in the future you will be, right?
Yes, for sure. And he was down with COVID, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, no.
He sent me a text this past weekend.
Yeah.
And then he was saying like, hey, I appreciate you, us like keeping promoting him and doing all our great work that we do to promote him. But he did say I hope all of you guys enjoyed SummerSlam. He was watching it for the comfort of his home.
Yes.
And he said, please show more photos of himself with other wrestlers, not the same ones.
You mean like this one with Butch?
Yes, with Butch. Which we missed a lot in SummerSlam. Didn't see him.
He's disappeared again, right? And of course, we've seen the photo with Kenny Omega before.
Yes.
We talk about him being a big wrestling fan, right? Like,
Yep.
Are you a wrestling fan if you don't have a WWE title?
Hey, don't question that, because I do not have a WWE title, right?
One of these days we'll get you one, bro. Let's crowdfund foreign. Which would, if you were to be given a WWE or any wrestling title, which one would it be?
Honestly, bro. Woo!
The big gold belt.
The big gold belt.
Okay. Speaking of which, I mean, hey,
Mhm,
we'll get to that in just a little while, right? But there you
Yes.
go. That's him getting headlocked by old Butch over there.
Yeah, he needs to meet more wrestlers, lah. Yeah? We let him. We need to get more wrestlers back to Singapore soon.
Yes. But the
Yes.
important thing is, if you are looking for property, and even if you're not, follow this guy. Follow Nick Mutt on Instagram. He is your hookup.
Yeah. Do us a favor, even if you're not looking for anything, just follow him on Instagram. Get him in your algorithms. You never know when you need him. And please, you can talk wrestling. I mean, if you have a property agent that you can talk wrestling with, like I feel like I trust my wrestling fam and my wrestling community.
Yeah.
If you are a wrestling fan who is a plumber, I will probably get your services as well.
do you need plumbing services, bro?
I think I need, bro.
What was that guy's name? TJ Hopper. What was the wrestling plumber? No, Bastion
yeah.
Booger? No. What was the
No. TJ Hopper is correct.
TJ Hopper, right? Yeah. Wow. Hey.
But I will not get Kane as my wrestling dentist.
Yeah. Do you need a dentist? I was about to ask.
No. IRS also is okay.
Going back to all the era of the jobs, Tovakin and Najwan both say they don't have a WWE title. You know what? You have a kick to the gut title.
Yes, you should. You know what? One day we'll make some kick to the gut merch lah. Mini title belts you all can put on your mantle there, okay?
The for sure championship or the
dear.
DMD. Okay.
Oh, the dentist. Yeah, bro. Britt Baker was my dentist. I will do weekly checkups.
All right then. Once again, exclamation mark sponsor if you want the link, clickable link for yourself. Okay, hang on. Let me just throw that. Bam, there you go. Okay. In the meantime, let's get back to SummerSlam. Pat McAfee, Happy Corbin.
Yes. Very interestingly, in a pay-per-view where there are two celebrity appearances, I would consider Pat McAfee a celebrity. Logan Paul outshined Pat McAfee, huh?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? We've seen Pat McAfee several times already, and the novelty is wearing off.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like Pat, he loves the sport. He loves the industry so much. You can tell the way he promos. Like, he can promo better than a lot of their guys.
Yeah, for sure. And very funny thing, I kind of really did enjoy his bum-ass Corbin choir before the show. And it kind of led into an actual very nice song. Like, it was like, because I remember in WrestleMania, he had like the Seven Nation Army song. But this new one, I think he's finally has his own original theme.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of gave me the hype, like, oh shit. And the crowd, because it was like kind of a sing-along, right? You can chant along to that. Got the crowd involved.
He is like that guy who's a bit irritating, like your friend who's a bit irritating, but you can't help but like him.
He's entertaining.
He is very
Sports
entertaining.
Entertainment.
Yeah. And actually, to be fair as well, like, I enjoy Cole and McAfee. I think McAfee has found a very good spot there. But when it was Cole and Graves the whole night, I was like, fuck, this is actually my favorite duo right now in terms of commentary.
We haven't had them in a while.
Yeah, Cole and Graves. Like, I freaking like, I love Corey Graves. The stuff he can call on the spot. He's super creative, super descriptive as well. And then Michael Cole has reached another level at this
I
point.
think Michael Cole has kind of settled to like the Jim Ross role. Like his voice is very iconic.
Yes.
Even though it's weird to admit it, but it's actually kind of iconic to WWE right now.
Put respect on his name, man. Put some respect on Michael Cole's name. I'm a coal miner, god damn it.
Put some respect on Pat McAfee's ability to recover from near botches, bro. That's one thing I wanted to say.
Yeah. So Pat McAfee won. This was it was one of those matches that it just popped the crowd, make everybody happy. Long term, it's not gonna mean anything. Right?
Yeah, it was. Even like didn't even like play on the history of between them in NFL too much. I thought there was gonna be some sort of NFL related thing. Like maybe they had like some one of the Tennessee Titans, which is the NFL team by the ringside. I thought they're gonna do something with them, but the one thing I wanted to say was because he was going for his leaping thing, and he nearly botched the shit out of it, but Corbin saved the day.
Right.
But it's not as funny as the second botch. Do you see the second botch, bro?
The one where he like almost fell off the top rope, that one?
Yeah, but he was trying to go for the center and he was trying to balance. It was a very long, awkward trying to balance. Before he like, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump.
Yeah. I mean, and then of course on the commentary, I think, I can't remember if it was Graves or Cole said like, wow, he's such an athlete so he could balance himself. So I'm like, they covered up for him lah. So
yeah. Interestingly, Graves seems to be really against Pat McAfee. Like, are they trying to hint a brewing rivalry there?
I don't, but I think it's cool because there's history, right? Like Graves and Baron Corbin, they are friends.
Is it? Yeah.
And they've talked about it on commentary before as well. Like they are actual friends. They like room together, blah blah blah, that kind of thing.
Okay, so Pat McAfee is like in their way, or like they're or he's like pro Corbin because of that.
He's pro Corbin because he's friends with Corbin. Meanwhile, Pat and Corbin used to be roommates, and then they, became football players, and then they had their whole thing lah.
Pat went on to actually be a real NFL star, while Corbin kind of dropped out lah.
yeah, and then this whole bum-ass Corbin and stuff like that. Yeah, Div Royalty says, so Logan Paul is better wrestler than Pat McAfee?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, yeah.
I would say that Logan Paul is the shinier object right now.
Yes. Yeah, like I said, because he's new. And how long till the novelty wears off and he has to turn heel to gain heat?
I can't wait for him to turn heel. Give it a year.
Yeah.
Probably next year WrestleMania.
Yeah, he has to, right? I think we're all in agreement. At some point, the novelty of him being an athlete will wear off because we've seen him a few times already. And then he has to turn heel.
Yeah, I mean, Conor McGregor, love him or hate him. You can't deny he is a great athlete, right?
Yeah.
But people like to hate him a lot as well.
Oh, yeah. He was all about the promo. So, okay, let's move on then. The Usos versus the Street Profits.
With JEFF.
JARRETT.
Why?
I don't know, like, I still feel like him as a referee was very extra. Like, it had no link.
Yeah, no link. But I don't know who was it said on commentary or was it something that was like said online? But Jeff Jarrett was actually a referee in the early part of his career when he was working for his father, Jerry Jarrett.
Yeah, he started out as a referee, which is fine. But why does that make him the ref of this match?
Other than the fact that it's held in his hometown of Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly. He could have been the ref of any other match.
Yeah, I do not know. Like you're right. If there was some connection between like Street Profits, like he's their mentor is this guy, or
I can't imagine Jeff Jarrett being the mentor of the Street Profits.
They don't even listen to the same type of music.
Nope. Yeah. Irvin says no guitar shot. Disappointed. Never mind. You watched the Ric Flair match. Got guitar shot.
Can I say, okay, I know you're jumping the gun a bit as well, but I kind of still want to see Jeff Jarrett wrestle in matches in WWE. After watching the Ric Flair one, he still can do it.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks like he's in good shape. There's no like obvious slowdown. So I'm like, yeah, actually, I agree with you, right?
Did you see on SmackDown though what happened? He sold the shit out of the super kick.
Yeah, he got super kick. Yeah, I mean he can still go. There's no doubt about that. This match. Look, the Usos and Street Profits, they are super athletic. The only issue here is we've seen this match 1,000 million times.
Yeah, it's the new Usos versus New Day.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this match didn't have the gaga that the main event had. Like, the main event also is a match we've seen a million times, but it had a lot of gaga, as we'll get to it, right?
Yep.
This match, they had to work within the confines of what they had, lah. And I think it was fine. It was fine. The Usos beating the Street Profits. Expected?
Yeah. Yeah, expected. I felt like the story going out of this match is actually what the reaction was from Montez Ford.
Yes. So, okay, Angelo Dawkins takes the pin, right? I obviously think that is on purpose. Are we going to see a breakup of the Street Profits and a push for Montez?
Do you think it's too soon, though? Or is it the right time?
I think it might be the right time. Honestly, I feel like the Street Profits have hit their peak already. Like, whether or not they even hit their peak is arguable. But
Street Profits has won both the titles, right? They've won the Raw and SmackDown, right?
Yes, they've won both already.
They've won both. They've done NXT. I think they've done everything that they have to achieve in WWE.
Yeah. So it's almost like I don't know, like the New Day. They once they held the titles for X amount of time. Obviously, they didn't hold the titles as many times as the New Day, but I don't know if their act is kind of getting stale a little bit.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't want to see them break up, not because I don't think Montez will become a star. I'm worried for Dawkins.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm worried for actually Dawkins,
even if you watch their NXT story or, know about like how they came up together, Dawkins is the guy who was like almost on the verge of getting kicked out of NXT, right?
Yeah.
Only when he discovered this, like, they formed a tag team and they found their thing, did they succeed as the Street Profits. So you're right. Like, if they do turn Montez, and what happens to Angelo?
Remember Shed and JTG, they were great together as Crime Time, but the moment they broke up, right, Shed was gone from the company like within 2 months.
Yeah, and JTG, I mean,
he was jobber for 5 years. Kind
of like what happened to Otis and Tucker, Irvin says. Yeah, true. Otis was like, quote unquote, the more popular one.
Yeah, Tucker, the moment they broke up, Tucker was gone from the company within a month. So, I worry for Dawkins if that happens.
Zayden says Dawkins maybe to blindside Montez on Raw. Preemptive turn.
Actually, Dawkins,
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Like Dawkins turns heel, like Montez.
You see, if Montez becomes a solo guy, right, he can more or less still keep everything about Street Profits as his own character. Like, like Jeff Hardy when he turned as a solo guy, he still had the Jeff Hardy music, the Hardy Boys music, but Matt Hardy had to reinvent himself.
Yeah, do the V2 thing, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so Dawkins can't rely on the Street Profits gimmick once he breaks up, which is why I worry, because I do not know what is it that he can bring to the table that sets him apart. Yeah.
He can be the newest member of the New Day. I don't know.
He looks and sounds like a young Mark Henry, though, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, like a lovable guy which needs help.
I hope Triple H has something for him, because if they stay together more, I feel like there's what else can they do? They've sort of hit that peak already.
We shall see. Again, Montez Ford looks like a star.
Yeah,
he now has the size of a main eventer.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to see him. I want to see him in the ring with Roman Reigns again. Brock Lesnar.
If not now, then when? Right?
Yeah. He's still got age on his side. He's like probably just early 30s.
Yeah, but still, I think maybe now's the time. They teased this dissension for a while already.
Yeah, it is time.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. Basically, and the next another squash lah. Basically, but with a bullshit finish. If anything, okay. Oh, before that, actually, there was the whole business with Seth and Riddle.
Yes. Seth and Riddle, I thought was interesting that they kicked off their rivalry on SummerSlam as opposed to have a match.
I mean, you have to, right? You can't finish up everything on the same pay-per-view. The question is Riddle legitimately injured?
No, I don't think so. I thought there was a storyline decision.
Okay, so it's a work lah.
Yeah, it should be because remember when they got announced to go to SummerSlam? They were like, all of a sudden kena singles match, like out of the blue they booked it. I think since Triple H in charge, right? I think his logic is, yeah, they have a potential to have a great rivalry, but I think it's too soon to have a match when they haven't even built up enough heat between each other yet.
And also, I think that they already realized they have enough on the card. There are a lot of matches, and it still went over anyway.
Yeah.
So
they even managed to like insert some people, like Drew McIntyre had a nice little promo as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're missing a lot of people from the card, and Seth Rollins and Riddle missing from the card is a bit sad, but it makes sense in this context, lah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we'll give you the shine post SummerSlam, right? Leading into the next pay-per-view or next event. Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey, basically Ronda Rousey beating the fuck out of Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, the exact opposite of Bianca Belair. Like, she shouldn't be champion.
Yeah, I mean, especially when she was facing off against Ronda. As much as Ronda has been badly booked recently, there's no chance in hell Liv Morgan can legitimately beat Ronda Rousey. So she had to play that smart, conniving kind of person to beat him.
And they sort of played it up here, and then of course the weird pin deal where she actually tapped, but Ronda had her shoulders on the mat, right? So controversial ending, and then Ronda snapped, finally correcting the huge mistake that has been sitting there for the past few months.
Yeah, so Ronda finally turning heel, Becky finally turning face. You see where I'm going?
Is it Triple H correcting all the mistakes?
Perhaps. It might be 4 years too late, but do you think we will finally get Ronda versus Becky one-on-one at WrestleMania?
Yes. That is the money match. No doubt. That is already what they had planned in the beginning. Now we are headed there. We were afraid, I think, that it would be face Ronda versus heel Becky. And I think that would have been shit. But now, sort of like, all right, let's still keep them apart. They have sorted out their alignments now, right? Now let's just keep them apart on separate brands until we are near Royal Rumble season, until we're on the road to WrestleMania. Then let them come together. At
the end of the day, I feel like Ronda still has a lot to offer to WWE. It's just that she didn't come through the system the normal way, right? For her to get enough reps, for her to be able to cut promos. In another lifetime, if she had dedicated her life to just WWE from the start, right? I think she can be like, I don't know, Sherry Martel or like freaking Victoria or so. Those people who can go and can also be a character.
Yeah. Interesting. Rishi said that Liv. He doesn't know how to take Liv as a babyface because she came off as a cowardly heel, not admitting that she tapped. That's a very good point because she did tap, right?
Yeah.
So she just sit there quiet, like didn't want to say anything. So yeah, this kind of makes Liv look bad.
Yeah. If she survived, like she managed to pin Ronda but without tapping, I think that would have made her like this gutsy, smart babyface, could survive this. But the fact that she tapped kind of changed the dynamic a bit. Yeah,
and then maybe on SmackDown she'll admit it, and then just to get her babyface heat back,
Yeah. Not everyone can be Eddie Guerrero and like pull it off, and everyone love him for it.
Yeah. No, totally different vibe here. Totally different vibe. So we'll have to wait and see where this goes. Ronda Rousey goes on a tear and breaks everybody's arm. I think, Yeah, 100% Zayden. They showed the replay of her tapping before the 3. So technically, the fact that they showed the replay actually really does make Liv look bad.
Yeah, if they didn't, or like I would love it if Ronda came out on SmackDown and showed the replay to the audience.
Yes, then they'll be like, but they showed it right then. So controversy lah.
Yeah, if you know what, if logic purpose is like part of this whole context, the referee would have restarted the match or actually given. It has to be at the same time.
Yeah,
if it's at the same time, it makes sense.
Yeah. Reverse the decision or something like that. Anyway, all segments can't be winners. It was already a good show, so I'm like, okay, fine, close one, 5-minute match only, I don't care. And obviously Ronda is going to be off TV for a while. She armbarred a referee, so I'm sure that's going to be like, oh, Ronda has been suspended for attacking a referee or some shit like that.
Yeah. But you know what? I care about Bailey and whatever's going on Raw more, so let them do their thing lah.
Yeah. Let's go. The main event of the evening. And then you have Roman Reigns coming out first, which, if you are on the Discord, what's up to everybody in the Discord chatting while watching this, by the way? Everyone's like, how come he's coming out first? Blah, blah, blah. He came out first just so he could have that moment where he's like, acknowledge me.
Bro, when he came out and he was posing and he had the bloodline, he had Paul Heyman, he's WWE's number one guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a star. He is a star. And as much as we shit, I didn't have any expectations for him. I was like, okay lah, one more Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns match. But when he came in with all that hype and gaga, like you said, I got hype. I couldn't help myself. Like, yeah, holy shit, yeah, let's go again.
Yeah.
Because that's what we felt back in the Attitude Era, right? No matter how many times The Rock and Stone Cold stood toe to toe or facing each other, you always get excited no matter how many times you've seen it.
Because they are a professional product with professional people doing good stuff. And even the promo package before already, you're like, fuck, let's go. And then, he comes out, it's a giant arena, fireworks are going off, he looks amazing. I still think his AR graphics sucks balls. The one where it's the bronze statue of him going, hoo-ah, I want a little bit lame.
Yeah, it looked like weird love. Kiddish.
Kiddish, yeah, right? And then, of course, Brock comes out. And this is the other reason why he had to come out second, because they hit a tractor in a corner for no reason.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, what is going on here?
No, and then he faked everybody because he started walking to the ring first, right? Then he was like, oh, wait, go back. It's like, what the fuck? Why is he going back? And then pull out one tractor, wear the hat and everything. The crowd fucking lost their shit on that. It was, I never thought driving a tractor to the ring would have been cool. But Brock made it look cool because he's a fucking country boy.
Bro, Attitude Era vibes for sure. Like WWE, you know what? This is the entertainment aspect that WWE gives that no other company can give.
Nope.
Fucking tractor to the rings doesn't feel like a logic. Can you imagine them writing that in their show notes? Okay, today we're gonna have to loan a tractor and rent out from somewhere.
Hey bro, you just watched fucking this week on Dynamite, huh? Jericho is gonna come in a construction vehicle, no?
Bro, that one he come out in a lawnmower, bro.
Hey, hello, you think they're what? Super Crazy and Psychosis?
Mexicools.
Oh my god.
Remember?
Horribly stereotypical faction that was.
Yeah, damn racist, bro.
Okay, but fuck lah. I mean, at the end of the day, the spectacle of it all, WWE does it best. Bar none. AEW can't even smell it.
They knew that they can't repeat a normal, typical Roman Reigns match. Spam. F5s, German suplex. They can't do that, right?
Yeah.
They had to.
Dave says such a narrow walkway as well. Exactly. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna hit a fan. No, bro. Because he's a legit farm boy. He legit drives tractors on his farm. So
yeah. No, but I think the fact that he was so close to the fans, I think the fans probably enjoyed themselves even more. Like, holy shit, this is a thing. Like, I think everyone was glued to the television or glued to the whatever was going on at that point in time.
You can't not watch it. And then he lifted the front loader, got on the top of it, and then fucking interrupted the ring announcer, which was hilarious. Shut up!
Yeah. I love it. And I knew, like, he was gonna jump off the top of that thing. He was gonna do a Stone Cold off the Zamboni.
I didn't call it. I was like, oh, because I was caught up in the moment. I was just focusing on what was going on. Did you see the after he cut his promo and he threw the mic?
Yes.
Did you see the alternate angle?
Yes. Roman Reigns caught it, right?
Yeah, he caught it and then winked at him like,
bro, hot, yeah. I mean, as a guy, objectively, I thought that was like hot. I'm like, if I'm a girl, I'm like swooning, bro. I'm like, damn, that guy's smooth as fuck.
A lot of panties wet, no?
Bro,
panties
not only his hair wet, no, not only the conditioner wet, everything else below also wet.
Bro, he just caught it like nothing and then like, bro, hey, when I grow up, I want to be Roman Reigns also, bro.
I also, when I grew up, but you know what's cool? I honestly thought that I think they both planned it beforehand. I don't know.
You think so?
I think because it's like a chemistry between both of them, right?
And you know what strikes me about both of them? They are so that like they are quote unquote their characters. It's so them now. Like there is no hint of inauthenticity. They are so... Roman Reigns is so Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar is so Brock Lesnar. He looks like he's having the best time of his life.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can tell, like, they're having fun, destroying the fuck out of each other, but they're having fun. It makes it interesting and fun to watch. Yeah, Irvin says how to rehearse. They probably just said to each other, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to catch it. And then he caught it.
Yeah. It's like Stone Cold and his beer thrower
Yeah.
lah.
Yeah, like perfect synergy, like, whoop, catch.
Or
And-
maybe Roman Reigns, NFL, he really got the skill set. He can catch the ball.
Is he a receiver?
I think so. I think he was a wide receiver.
Oh,
Remember?
but the thing is, he didn't even have to lift his hand that high. He just so must give credit to Brock for placing the mic exactly at Roman Reigns' hand.
No, but Brock didn't even like throw like that. He like literally flick it. He like flick.
Like, I don't know if it was just a perfect moment.
Yeah,
But like the stars aligned. You know how when you are in the zone and everything's working, the stars just align. And I think that was what happened in this match.
yeah,
Irvin says he linebacker. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think he's a wide receiver. So
no, but even as a linebacker, you still have to catch because when
Sure.
they're doing the runs and plays.
Everyone has to learn how to catch in a way. But no, it wasn't like he caught it with his hands up. Brock flicked it in the perfect way. So Brock's flick plus Roman's catch, chef's kiss. That moment will live on forever. And then of course, yes, Brock jumps off the front loader. Luther's Thez press from the heavens.
The funny thing when the moment the match started, right, because the camera wasn't really on them yet.
Yeah.
So like he really appeared out of the screen, flying into Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think it worked better like that.
Yeah.
It gave like the idea of holy shit, this is chaos. Nobody saw that coming, right? So I don't know if they planned it like that or they really were not anticipating that, but fucking brilliant. Like I said, everything lined up.
Yeah. I call this like a good old Attitude Era main event where there was brawling, they were fighting out into the arena. They're doing crazy shit with like weapons everywhere.
Look, they know that they can't go in the ring and have a catch-as-catch-can wrestling clinic, technical masterpiece. That's not what people came to see. People came to see two fucking giant superheroes beating the fuck out of each other. This was a Marvel fight.
Yes, it was a Marvel and boss fight scene.
Yeah, like the rest of the card, you got your technical stuff, you got your athleticism stuff like that. No, these two, they're just out there to beat the piss out of each other.
Yeah. And right, if you're a long time Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar watcher, right, like you remember their matches. There was a lot of callbacks, I watched the main event twice really. Like first time, with the insurance agent, then another time by myself, so I can hear that commentary and whatever it is, right? They did a lot of callbacks to WrestleMania 31, where if you remember, right, that match, Roman Reigns basically got his ass handed to him, but he kept coming back, coming back. So he was doing that at the early part of the match because remember he was getting whacked at nobody's business, going through tables, blah blah blah, and he kept coming back. And then at WrestleMania 34, when it was, do you remember at WrestleMania 34 where it was super bloody? Roman Reigns got super bloody, but they keep kicking out of the finisher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but people were so annoyed at that point because they actually just let Roman Reigns win lah. You know, they flip the table and make Brock Lesnar undefeatable.
Yeah, he is the unstoppable monster so he kept getting up.
Yeah, so that was really great lah because the roles has been reversed, right? Because now he is the good guy that is always standing up. He's a monster, but he proves that he still has like the adversity, and Roman Reigns doesn't come across like a chump, even though he was getting his ass handed to him.
Yeah, and then you have to give credit to Michael Cole. He made this match so much more than it was. Like how the hell is he still standing up? Oh my God, count faster, ref! Like he just wants this brutality to be over with.
I love it when he said count faster. I thought it was great. You know what's the crazy thing? What a lot of people forget, right? That Michael Cole was actually as much part of the Attitude Era as Jim Ross.
Yeah.
Do you remember one of his most famous calls? Mankind winning the title was called by Michael Cole.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Right? So that he was actually there for a lot of really iconic moments in WWE. And I think now that he's like given the seniority himself, we realize that when he's able to call it like how he wants to call it, it's great.
Irvin says Brock literally whacked Roman with the head of a table. I didn't even realize that Do you think that was the point? Like he hit him with a broken table, the edge of the broken table.
Yeah. And
He hit Roman with the head of the table.
that's actually kind of funny, but probably coincidental, but still very, very funny.
Okay, so you had like just this destruction everywhere, right? And then you had the tractor spot.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
there were 2 tractor spots.
Yes.
Kudos to them. I thought that would have been it. The one where he put him in the scoop and then like hoisted him up and then dropped him. It didn't look too impressive. Like, I mean, obviously it's still dangerous. It's higher than the turnbuckle, right?
Yeah.
And the crowd already was like, holy shit, or this is awesome or something. He just kind of spilled him out of the front loader. And I thought that would...
he could have gotten even higher. That was what was scary.
Yeah. I thought that would have been the big spot, like the big tractor. You knew the tractor was going to come into play. I thought he would pin him with the tractor or something, you know?
Oh, yeah. That would be an interesting way of actually finishing up the match, yeah.
Yeah. But when that happened, I was like, okay, that's interesting, that's cool, but that didn't finish it. No, and then you had Brock demolish the fucking ring, and we've seen the ring get demolished before. Like, you know, Big Show and... Was it Brock and Big Show?
Yeah, Brock and Big Show as well.
Yeah, collapsing the ring, but I've never seen somebody drive a fucking tractor into the ring, lift up one corner. It looked like the visual, the photographers there must have had a field day.
Bro, it looked like what or not, bro? Remember when Avengers Infinity War, they fight at the moon?
Yeah.
And then like, and then remember when Thanos brought down the moon to like destroy the planet and then all the gravity, fuck up the gravity? Yeah. So like, I thought we were living this like alternate multiverse dimension where like the ring lost the gravity and then suddenly raised up.
Yeah, and then like you see Roman Reigns fucking like
Tumbling down, yeah.
Bro, this is a Marvel boss fight, is what it was.
What a visual, bro. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like, WWE used to be able to do this all the time, right? Every week there's some sort of iconic visual. I've never seen this visual in my entire lifetime. I think that's what made it so special. Like, who would expect a ring to be lifted up at one corner?
I know.
Ever.
Look, I was sports entertained like crazy.
Yes, I
you
was
know,
also.
like, I know your wrestling purists are gonna be like, oh, there was too much bullshit going on. And you know what the good thing about the WWE is?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that aside from maybe like the no DQ match, there wasn't too much shenanigans on the outside. Like Logan Paul had his, you know, big frog splash, right?
Yep.
Moment. But beyond that, everything else was like in the ring.
They kept everything mostly in ring, so I think that helped with the moments in the final main event match as well.
Yeah, it's not like AEW, they just go all out with everything, right? Like, you know, every match. And that's the big problem with AEW right now. They need to calm down with the, you know, fucking no DQ or breaking tables, breaking this, everybody bleeding. Moxley's bleeding every single week. Not breathing, but bleeding.
I know what's the problem already. Because clearly WWE has like a very tight schedule on what happens every single time, right?
Yeah.
I think AEW, they don't watch their other people's matches. They just focus on their own segments.
Yeah.
So that like if somebody did something or was a spot at the start of the match or the start of the show.
I mean, we talked about this before, right? Like, Tony Khan is too much of a bro to everybody. Oh, y'all want to do whatever lah. So there's nobody telling him, hey, don't freaking do a top rope dive. Don't do a table spot because somebody else who is more money drawing is going to do it.
Yeah. Remember there was always stories of how like the main eventer will always shit on this like a low mid-carder who tries to do a crazy spot that they really done.
Yeah.
Or like, don't steal my finisher. Like nobody in this company can do a super kick because Shawn Michaels does a super kick.
Yeah.
Remember? So now everyone claim the super kick as their own. How?
No, it's Mox needs to stop blading every single match. Exactly, right? It's less is more. It's the law of diminishing returns. If you have a garbage match every single match on Dynamite, it's not going to mean anything. That's why this meant something. And they went overboard with it, obviously with a giant motherfucking tractor, right? Yeah. And I mean, don't expect to see this on Raw or the next few pay-per-views. If they do it, then they're overdoing it already. This needs to be a once a year sort of a thing where they destroy the ring.
Bro, I'm happy if we never see this spot ever again, bro.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like the ring collapse spot, we haven't seen in a long time, and good. We shouldn't see the ring collapse spot.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to say, right, is like it's so nice to be excited about WWE again.
To be shocked, right, at something like a visual spectacle.
Yeah, yeah, and coming out of the match, I was
Mm.
really excited for Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Even though yes, it was the final time. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit! Like, I'm sad that now it has ended.
Yeah. I mean, and okay, because this is the last one, they kept selling it as the last one. It had to be the way it was. Now it's like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the finish. Like, if this were AEW, okay, I'm gonna do it again. If this were AEW, right? On Dynamite, they'll have a rematch. Or you know what I mean? If this were AEW, Brock Lesnar would show up on Raw and be like, I will challenge you for the next. Like, you know, like Chris Jericho showing up after the Barbed Wire match.
Brock Lesnar, after what he did today, right, or yesterday, like, what's next for him? What's next for him in WWE?
He will go off to his farm and do his thing. He's gonna chill. He's gonna relax.
Yeah, so like we won't see him again probably until like Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
maybe.
or WrestleMania season lah. And honestly, do we like? Okay, not that I don't want to say do we need him back, but I think that they are in a good position where they might not even need him to come back.
Yeah, because that's what he did. He disappeared from WWE for like a good 1.5 years during the pandemic.
I wouldn't mind if he disappeared for a good year, 2 years. Give people the time to miss him, and he's not hurting for money. He has all the money already. He has a very simple life. He's a farm boy, right? So yeah, like hopefully this whole Rock thing for WrestleMania happens, so we don't need Brock.
My fear is that Brock gets overexposed lah. Like suddenly he's working, because I know what WWE is trying to do. He's now, put it this way, he's the Undertaker of the locker room right now.
Yeah.
He's like the gatekeeper when WWE needs some young star to get the rub, to be put over. He's the guy, right? I feel that he is very important in that role, and they should save him for special occasions. He's the special attraction, but I don't want him to be in the title scene anymore.
No, yeah, you're right. Like, come back and maybe have a program with Theory, or and there's a baked-in feud there already, you know,
or a big dream like rematch with Lashley, just Lashley and Brock without the titles.
Correct, but not now. Absolutely not now. Brock has been back for a while, and then his. Can we also say how amazing Paul Heyman was taking that freaking bump?
Yes,
and then his face after that. Like, ayo.
Do you catch the quote that he said? I really like what he said.
What did he say?
He is my fucking meal ticket. He is my damn meal ticket. Finally revealing that he doesn't really care about the tribal chief. He's just using himself.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all know, and we've all said it before, right? Like, Paul Heyman was the one that kind of held this whole feud, this whole story together. Yeah. Without Paul, this would have fallen apart real fast.
I would say this is like the epilogue. Like, honestly, okay, everything leading up from the moment he returned from SummerSlam last year until WrestleMania was Avengers Infinity War. Whatever that happened this last 2 months leading up to this SummerSlam is like Endgame. This is just like the epilogue of the main fight that they had.
Right. And with Roman, I'm not even sad. I'm not even upset that the heel won.
Yeah.
Like,
which is great.
If you hear the crowd, Roman Reigns has transcended heel or face. He's just cool. You can't help but like him. Like, you see people putting up the one sign and everything. It's like he's so badass that he's become like a Stone Cold or a Rock. You can't. Some people might boo him, some people might hate him, but people will make noise when he's there.
Yeah. And I love the fact that now that he can go back to like fighting all the other full-time wrestlers, right? He has actually a lot of great feuds that he potentially can have right now. Like Drew McIntyre up next. I feel that's going to be a great. I wouldn't even say it's a placeholder feud. I think it will be the feud that will dominate TV for the next couple of months.
Well, it will be the feud that dominates the next 5 weeks anyway, because we are 5 weeks away from Clash at the Castle. But before we get there, what about Theory? Okay, Theory coming out.
Theory? Yes.
Yeah, he came out at the most. I don't want to say predictable, but it was very obvious. Like, both of them are down. The ring is a mess. It's like, okay, it's time for Theory to come out, right? And then Theory comes out.
Theory coming out was funny lah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way he ran as well was very comical. I think he did the best he could given the circumstance. Like, he was not going to get the cash in, right? Yeah. So I don't think they made him look too bad. I think it was just nice. And like, they didn't factor him too heavily into the finish, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I like the fact that his appearance was brief. Clearly he's still not ready to be the main title, especially over Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, right?
Yeah.
But I like that he feels like he can belong. He is a wild card for
Yeah.
WWE right now.
He is that obnoxious guy that we know is fucking capable, but it's like he's trying to jump the gun. He's trying to, do it
Yeah.
before everybody else. So,
Before-
when is his time though? That's going to be the question.
I would say let him hold the title until even WrestleMania, even past WrestleMania. I don't think he needs to win any world championships right now.
Mm.
Carry it. You know what? Even if he loses the belt, the Money in the Bank, I'm okay with it.
Wait, how would he lose it? Like, how many times? Like, didn't last year? Last year was Biggie. The year before was Miz, right? Like Otis won it, but then he lost it to the Miz. That was a bit cringe. I wonder if once Roman Reigns drops his title at Rumble, which is what I'm calling, by the way.
Okay.
Do you think that Cody?
We still got Cody.
Yeah. We got Cody. We got Theory, who might cash in. So. Because obviously the hope is that we build towards Roman versus The Rock at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Which doesn't need a title stipulation.
So do you think Roman Reigns and The Rock will be not for the title?
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Then you can have Cody versus Theory or Cody versus somebody else.
Honestly, Cody versus Rollins for the title,
maybe.
wouldn't think it's a bad idea as well.
Yeah. Maybe Zayden says he would probably cash in after Cody beats Reigns. Ooh.
But my question is, if that's the case, who wins the Royal Rumble then?
So there's that too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with Triple H in charge, who knows? Maybe it'll be Tommaso Ciampa.
But what I like about this is that there is no clear path.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of possibilities that they can go with. Like I like the fact that if Roman Reigns versus The Rock is non-title, I think that would be cool. Because if it's for the title, clearly The Rock is not going to win it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Theory doesn't need the title. Like I'm fine with him trying to cash in his Money in the Bank, but loses his match.
Wow, not another one.
Yeah, it's okay. I think it's worth it because it's not. His time is on his side. He can do a Randy Orton. He can win the title, but still drop it after 1 month.
Have they ever so it's a championship at any given time, right?
Yes.
Have they ever stipulated that it has to be a main championship?
No, I can't really remember. But they can challenge for any of the titles, I think.
So, I mean, is there a possibility that he makes it's kind of dumb, right? He go and use it to cash in on the US title or the IC title or the tag team titles, but it would be a first.
It would be a first, but like you said, it would be dumb because I see the Money in the Bank as the same level as the US and IC title. It's like a mid-card, potentially rocket ship to go to the main event.
So it would be a lateral move or even a step down lah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Lateral move. So
what if he cashes it in on Braun Breaker?
Oh, you know what? Theory needs an NXT title run. I think he skipped that part.
Yeah.
He should have,
Yeah, okay lah. To be fair, none of it makes sense, right? Like, if you are not going for the main title, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
So
that's why I say, like, I'm fine with him cashing it in and losing because it's not his time right now. Like, I feel there's so many other people in line who deserves it.
Sure.
Even people that has been, I would say, neglected. Kevin Owens, bro, not even anywhere on the card. Sami Zayn.
Okay, I love Sami Zayn, but I think that ship has sailed.
Sami Zayn is probably the Miz's spot right now.
Yeah, he's there. He's reliable. He's like, he might win back the IC title, US title at some point, but he's not going to win the main championship.
I would like him to win it at least one, like a cup of coffee. At least like randomly.
Says cash in on the AEW. Can you imagine he shows up at the Dynamite? I'm cashing it in. Like, whoa, the Forbidden Door has really been
that's the
smashed
real
open.
Forbidden Door, bro.
Can you imagine if Triple H cuts a deal with Tony Khan and like fucking has that happen?
Honestly, knowing Triple H, we are open for business. I think he really means it.
Dave says Theory needs to have the Money in the Bank contract expire. Like, he just keeps trying to cash it in, but somehow he doesn't manage to get it cashed in. Wow, that one would be damn sad, yeah. Like, every time he tries to cash it in, but he gets beaten up.
Technically, he got 1 year, right? 1 year from the moment he won the title, won the Money in the Bank to cash it
So
in.
I mean, it could be, but I don't think they will. Like, they obviously see the talent in him, so that is it's kind of a comedy role. Then, like every time he
Yeah.
tries to cash it in, he fails.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even up to the very day, like let's say when did he win the briefcase?
Yeah,
Right?
the last month's Money in the Bank, so it's only June, right?
Yeah, so next June maybe they can have a pay-per-view, and on the day he tries to cash it but still cannot win. Then wow, shit.
Rabak. Okay, let me ask you this question. Do you see Theory becoming a champion within this 1 year? Honestly.
Wow. You see, here's the thing. If it was any other period, if this was pre-head of the table, I would say yes. But now that you have such a dominant champion and you have Cody, you have Drew, I say no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like there's so many other people in line ahead of him.
Mm.
It will be almost too soon. I think it will be almost disrespectful to the other guys who have put in the time.
It's like when Otis won the title.
Or won the bank,
Money in the
right?
Bank, right? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was a cool moment, but they booked themselves into a fucking ditch because it's like, who is going to take him seriously as the champion?
Yes, agreed. Like even when they had separate titles, like
Mm.
right now the problem is WWE doesn't have separate titles. Like all the championships on Roman Reigns. So if you want to beat Roman Reigns, it has to be like believable.
What if they fucking do some like, bullshit fandangling where it's like, okay, you can cash in but only win one of the titles.
Then maybe it's possible.
Like some sort of weird lawyering, like...
I mean, you know what? I honestly like it, right? Hear me out. I like Deep Royalty's idea where he keeps trying to cash in on Roman Reigns, but he just can't do it.
Yeah.
He gets so annoyed, right? Then like, yeah, fuck it lah. One day he just cash it in on Braun Breaker lah. I think that might be just it. Like, he just like, fuck it lah. I just need some sort of title victory. Can lah, the World Championship in NXT. I'll do that.
That's damn sad. Yeah, Rishi says, imagine Ziggler goads him into putting the Money in the Bank on the line. Like what happened with Otis and The Miz lah.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that would be more compelling where people are fighting him for the opportunity to win the briefcase from him.
So the briefcase is like a secondary title already lah.
Yeah, it's like a shortcut to the main event.
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. If anything, this creates more compelling television, does it not?
Yeah, I know who will try to fight for the title, for the Money in the Bank contract from
Who?
Theory. The one that should have won it in the first place.
Cody?
Yeah, Cody.
So what? Cody comes back for Royal Rumble, doesn't win the Rumble, and fights Theory for the Money in the Bank somehow?
Somehow, yeah, why not?
Interesting. Okay, I mean,
so many speculations, many permutations.
So many permutations. Let's put a bow on SummerSlam. Obviously, I think we can all agree. Incredible card.
The image that we live, that we have with us for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. No, non-red tete is today is red tractor.
Yes. Red is the theme for this year.
Yes, yeah. Look, number grades, everybody in chat. Out of 10, upon 10, what do you give this year's SummerSlam? I give it a solid 8.5, even 9.
I saw. Oh shit! I didn't save what some of the people, because we put out like a IG story about like who like all the thoughts of it. Yeah, most of them all are very, very impressed. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. The SummerSlam delivered.
Yep.
So it was really banking on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. If they gave another shitty match that they gave it WrestleMania, I think people would be just so disappointed.
True. They went over and beyond, and they had to. Like, they knew they had to go out there and deliver in a huge way. Props to the production crew and the ring crew and everybody as well. Chekhov's tractor upon 10, 8.5. Yeah. Just the spectacle of it, right? This is what we come to see. Like, sports entertainment ended on such a high. You're right. You're exactly right. If this failed to deliver, I think the rest of the card would have been meh. Like, I really enjoyed the first match, midway through the whole, all the celebrity stuff and everything.
My low-key MVP of the whole show, like I really thought was like not MVP, the one that surprised me the most, Logan Paul. Logan Paul made me feel like I can tell my non-wrestling friends, look at what Logan Paul did at SummerSlam this past weekend. So yeah, there's a lot of good positives coming out for the company, a lot of positive momentum, upwards momentum to carry them into the fall. Let's hope they can stay on the right track.
Well, with Triple H at the helm, I think Clash at the Castle will be very interesting indeed. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait the fact that it's in the UK.
Yeah.
Imagine the crowd. Imagine the UK fans over there.
And Theory is going to be looking as well. Oh.
Yeah.
They're maybe that's gonna be his whole gimmick for a year, half a year, where he's like always in the title scene there, just hanging around. So I could cash in on you.
Theory is this chicopate lurker who just lurking around
with his mustache and everything. Like,
oh, bro, come on! I'm trying to grow it back out. So please don't associate me with that lurkingness.
Yes, the era of the Triple H, the McMahon-Helmsley era, Part 2 is looking good. For sure. Now,
yes.
Shall we put a bow on SummerSlam?
Yes, we should. And we should put a very quick bow on Ric Flair's match, because I don't think I want to talk to you about it so much.
Woo! I mean, to be fair, there isn't much to talk about. Look, I literally watched it right before we did the podcast, right? I only watched the main event. I didn't watch the rest of the card. It was Tony Schiavone and Jim Crockett calling it.
Jack Crockett, yeah.
Was it? Oh, the son of Jim Crockett.
Yes, correct.
Oh my God, he shouldn't be on commentary. It was if Tony Schiavone is your main lead guy, oh, you got a problem, y'all.
Bro, very interestingly, right, bro? Okay, I actually watched the whole show.
Oh shit!
I had it on the background while I was doing my work.
Okay.
So right, very interestingly, it was essentially it was like a UFC fight pay-per-view format, right? The match that sold the entire pay-per-view is Ric Flair's match. But the rest are all undercuts.
It was in Nashville, Tennessee as well, right? Same place where SummerSlam was.
Yes, correct.
So they're just capitalizing on the fans that are going to be in town for SummerSlam lah.
Yes, and it seems like a lot of promotions just send their wrestlers to do like showcase matches to promote like the main storylines that was there.
Right.
So they had like Impact world title match between Jonah. Remember Jonah?
Who the
Bronson Reed, bro.
Oh, Bronson Reed. Okay, Ken.
Yeah, you don't remember his new name, yeah. So they had like a Impact title match, they had women's title match, they had a showcase for NWA, they had a showcase for ROH. They even had a freaking Briscoe Brothers had a random match.
Okay.
Against who or not, bro? I didn't know they had a team, but the Von Erichs have kids.
And they are wrestling?
Yeah, they're wrestling. So Marshall Von Erich and something Von Erich, but they are the kids of the one that is still surviving, the one that's still alive. And they're wrestling in MLW.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I'm sure the wrestlers, did what they had to do. But to be honest, on SummerSlam weekend, the fact you had to be a hardcore fan and you were there for Ric Flair. Nobody else is paying attention.
Yes. The most interesting thing about the whole show is the fact that there were so many legends sitting at ringside. I felt like it was a Hall of Fame ceremony.
Yeah. Undertaker was there. Freaking Kid Rock was there again.
Fuck him lah. He's everywhere lah.
Mick Foley was there.
Mick Foley didn't attend SummerSlam, but he attended Ric Flair's final match.
Why?
Interesting.
Bret Hart was there as well.
Yeah, fuck, bro. Bret Hart, Mick Foley, and Undertaker sitting in a row.
I mean,
it's like a joke.
It's
a joke that writes itself.
Yeah, their colleague Ric Flair was doing his last match at 73. They were like probably there, wondering if he will even make it out of this match. And
how do they feel, right, when they come into the business as rookies? Ric Flair was a top guy, and then when they retire, Ric Flair still haven't retired.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Sure.
To be honest, like his match with HBK at WrestleMania, that should have been it, right? But
I watched an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and he explained completely honestly why he continued wrestling. He was going through a divorce and he couldn't pay the alimony money.
Oh my God, he needed the money?
He needed the money.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, sure. So whatever it is.
So he was the match itself. Okay, so it's Ric Flair and his son-in-law Andrade El Idolo versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. And going back to what you talked about with Jeff Jarrett, first of all, it's like one WWE guy, Ring of Honor guy, AEW guy, and Ric Flair.
Yeah. cool lah. I like the fact that it was like a hodgepodge of all the different promotions paying tribute to him.
Yeah, but essentially it was the three guys working most of the match lah. I mean, you can't expect freaking Ric Flair at 73 to do shit, right? And then, you know, he had the cool white robe. He had his big gold belt as well. It was a nice send-off. You know, when he gets freaking Jeff Jarrett in a headlock, you can see Jeff Jarrett is essentially like moving his head there for him to hold. Like, you know, there is no illusion here that they are giving him the shine, paying tribute to a legend.
One thing I was very worried for was the match was fucking long.
Yes.
It went almost half an hour, bro.
Yeah, and then wasn't there a spot where he took a suplex? Like they teased a top rope thing, which was like, oh fuck, please don't do that. and then you got
the
people
thought better of it. Everyone was like, no, don't do that.
No, fucking people on the internet are like, oh, we didn't see a Flair flop. I'm like, motherfucker is 73. What's wrong with you people? The fact that he took one suplex, I was like, okay, relax, don't do anymore.
Wait, when he didn't do a flop, right? But what I was so scared if he actually did, right? I think his heart might explode. I think he should just kneel down slowly and lie down instead of a flop.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And then, okay, so he took one vertical suplex. I think that was probably the biggest spot for him to do, right?
It was the only big bump he took, right?
Yeah, I mean, he bladed as well. And something about seeing a 73-year-old man bleeding, I'm like, yo, this is, like, I feel uncomfortable. And I don't know if he's selling or he really looked like he was like, but
bro,
I was like,
he was in rough shape lah. He was in rough shape by the end of it lah, bro.
Yeah, and okay, the finish was very curious, right? Okay, you had the whole thing where I think Conrad Thompson, who is the other son-in-law, he tossed in the brass knucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Andrade gave the brass knucks to Ric Flair. Ric Flair clocks what's his face? Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett, yeah.
And then put him in the figure 4, right?
Yep.
And he won via pin.
Yes.
Okay. And the funny thing is, both of them had their shoulders down. It's not like when Ric Flair got the figure 4, and I understand the idea of a pin there, but Ric Flair's shoulders were down too, okay? Yeah. And he was so out of it that he couldn't I'm like, oh my god, yes, end it right now, right there.
Yeah, I think right, he was supposed to sit up lah. I think he was just too tired.
Yeah, he was too tired. And I was like, okay, never mind, let it go. I'm not gonna be picky on this because it's Ric Flair's moment.
I'm just glad that he came out of it alive. So if that was the bar, right, that we were setting, right, I think you know where this goes.
Yeah, just let everybody else take the bumps. You just do one figure 4 and that's it. You know,
my takeaway from the match is that Jeff Jarrett is still in great shape. I think Jeff Jarrett can do another run.
I think that Jay Lethal is criminally underused on AEW. That's the other takeaway.
Yeah, and I think Andrade is just what do they call it nowadays? Henched. Is that a word?
Henched? What's that mean?
Like he's fucking jacked lah.
Oh, okay. He's ripped. I mean, I don't know what it is that, you know, AEW doesn't see in him, doesn't give him the time of day.
They just got too many wrestlers. They just got too many people. They got no time to focus on. Andrade should be a world title contender as well. But again, presentation-wise, he should over there.
Did they chant, please don't die? I feel like...
I think they did. I know which part.
Oh, no.
Imagine Bret Hart, Undertaker, and Mick Foley sitting there and then looking around like, wow, all these fuckers... Say, please don't die.
Please don't die. Please. Oh, kind of sad they didn't do a woo. Exactly. Like, I feel like they should have just done moments. Like, you know, the woo, woo, woo. Like, the woo-off between Lethal and Flair.
They should have done that. I think, right, they were trying to ride the line of making this serious and also giving entertainment. So, and then, of course, Ric Flair, after he won, he had to cry.
Yeah, of course.
He had to have a speech and have everyone around. It's a low-key... it's not WrestleMania level of send-off, but I think for him, he was more happier because it's like surrounded by his colleagues and friends, you know, and people that care about him.
Yeah.
Did you manage to watch a bit of the Ric Flair roast, though, bro?
No, I did not.
Okay, I think you should watch that.
Okay.
I think you should watch that because that one fucking...
Who was doing the roasting?
Rabak, man. Okay, so there's a couple of people that I have no idea who the fuck they are.
Comedians lah.
some comedians, some old timers who was Ric Flair was friends with back in the day. Like there was this one referee that used to be like Ric Flair's running buddy in the 80s. Like, but there was some that was actually really enjoyed. Vicky Guerrero was there roasting.
Wow.
Tori Wilson was there roasting. Eric Bischoff was there.
Okay.
For some reason, Brian Knobs from the Nasty Boys was there.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a couple of very Bubba Ray. Okay, the jokes that was running was like this is the most the whitest stage I've ever been with. The only thing that is black is Ric Flair's liver. there was some really, really good like singers and they didn't give chance to Vicky Guerrero. They didn't give chance to Tori Wilson. They talk so much sex. Oh, damn rabak, bro. Damn rabak. But it's very interesting to see WWE wrestling so R-rated because I think they have a lot of fucked up. So there's a lot of dick jokes, a lot
of course,
helicopter, a lot of
wait, what is helicopter?
I shall leave it at that.
What the fuck, helicopter? Oh, is it when he would like walk around swing his dick?
Yes.
Apparently he was very quote unquote famous for that.
Yeah. Funnily enough, his most recent wife, Wendy, was one of the roasters.
Oh, is it?
So you can imagine the kind of shit that they all talk about.
Oh my god, but I'm just kind of glad that he's had his last match and he can just go and retire and take it easy until of course the shit hits the fan because he's of something he did a long time ago again, and then he has to have another match to make the money.
73, I think it's a good age to like kind of just live your life.
Yeah, and please do.
Yeah. Oh, he wrestled wearing a shirt, so that was good for all of us. Yeah.
Hey, don't body shame. What's wrong with you? He's 73, okay? The fact that he can still take bump at 73 is a big deal already.
As if from a believability standpoint, it's nice that he covered it.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, we give a lot of chance in this one. We are not there to be like, oh, okay, that looked fake, we're just like, okay, let him.
There's a lot of things that you can watch and enjoy from the Starcast weekend because I think all of it is available online if you know where to look. Hint. If you need to know more information, ask me on the Discord. But there was some great Starcast interviews between Claudio, Cesaro. The roast is also online. Yeah, I rather watch all that because that's the kind of entertainment I want to see from that evening. Yeah,
like extra wrestling entertainment that's not like the actual wrestling product. So anyway, great times for us wrestling fans, especially with Triple H back at the helm. Hopefully this just means that everyone at AEW wakes up. I wonder if the people who left, like your Claudio, like your Adam Cole, baby, I wonder if they're like, hey shit, like if I stuck it out for a little while longer, maybe I'll be back in the homeland.
If Punk returns, I think we can see the and MJF, of course, there's that MJF wildcard, right?
Yeah.
If all of those situations happen, then you can see AEW getting back to where it needs to be.
I've given up on Adam Cole and the Undisputed, Elite. I've given up on the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, whatever, yeah.
Okay, who are the ones that you have hope for? Who are the ones that you actually want to see that succeed? Really don't have any at all.
See, here's the thing. The ones that I'm like, all right, I'm high on, they're probably in Ring of Honor, quote unquote, right?
Okay. Claudio's, your Danielson. Okay, even Moxley as a champion, do you still feel like you've given out on him as well?
I given out on Moxley long time ago already. Somebody else needs to come in and take it from me. It's not going to be Chris Jericho. Please don't let it be Chris Jericho.
Okay, I got hope for a couple. I think Miro still has the potential to be the main event guy there.
You have you are a very positive person. I like that.
No, because everything Miro does, like himself carries himself like a star.
No. So he can carry himself like a star. Doesn't mean that AEW is going to fucking acknowledge it. Okay. I don't know if this was a work or what, but Ethan Page, after a match, I think it was on Rampage, he literally said to the camera, "I fucking hate this place."
Oh shit!
I don't know if you caught that, but and then I think it was Tony Schiavone. He was like, "Then don't work here." The commentators actually made mention of it, so I was like, "Oh shit!" I was watching it on Fight, so I don't know if I caught like the off TV version of it. You know what I mean? But
I saw him posting on Twitter about how he's actually have legitimately expressed disappointment.
Yeah.
That he's being not used on TV. Because I think when he was announced to have that match with Leon Ruff,
he
said, congratulations, Ethan Page is on TV. Next time you'll see me is in 5 weeks' time, you know? So he's aware, but Ethan Page, come on. Amazing talent.
Okay lah, okay. I don't know, Zayden. I don't want AEW to close down. I want them to buck up. You know, competition makes the product better. And right now, like with Vince McMahon and all his troubles, honestly, if AEW just stepped up their game, they could be killing it. But no, now Triple H is in charge and they better fucking wake their idea up. Because, you know, Triple H... Yeah, go ahead.
The problem with AEW is the other competition is fumbling. This should be the opportunity to be the best product they can.
They themselves go and fumble. Like, oh shit. And give you Chris Jericho versus the kopitiam uncle in a barbed wire everywhere match where everything falls apart and looks like shit.
Oh my god, yeah. Claudio needs to save the day. They need to get all their wrestlers straight. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. There's been a lot to talk about. I'm gonna try to detox off of wrestling and then focus on other things like, you know, my Twitch and the other things that I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill. Actually, I'm gonna catch up on some documentaries because I want to watch a WWE biography because this week is Kurt Angle.
Bro, yeah. Oh my god, I just said I need a wrestling detox, and then you reminded me that freaking Rivals is Brock versus Kurt.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. But yeah.
But and you know that is like the Ruthless Aggression era, and I fucking love those two guys. And biography is on Kurt.
Yeah. So it's a perfect weekend if you're a Kurt Angle fan, Brock Lesnar fan. I even watched last week's one where the rivalry match, the WWE Rivals match episode was really good. The Rock and Stone Cold.
Yes, that was very good.
The biographies was the Bella twins.
I skipped that. I was like, what? Okay. Now, I understand their contribution in that they brought the product to the mainstream because of the e-show. But to have them as a, like, nah, fam, it's okay.
It was a 1.5 hour biography on the Bella twins. I sat through the entire thing.
Oh, is it worth watching?
Okay. Jim Cornette said it best because Jim Cornette actually reviewed the show. If you don't want to watch the show, watch Jim Cornette's review of the show.
Okay.
He said it is a great lifetime documentary. It's a great inspirational HBO documentary because they talk about sexual violence that they went through growing up. They talk about so it's quite heavy topic lah.
Understand.
So it's like women related empowerment kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of that, it's great. But their contributions to their wrestling.
Don't watch it for a wrestling centric story. That's what you're saying, right?
I just tell you one funny thing that I watched that I love my ass off, and then Jim Cornette picked up on it.
What?
So they actually went to FCW. They went to the WWE Divas audition because they saw it on TV.
Yeah.
Before they've never watched wrestling, right? So Brie Bella had to convince Nikki Bella to follow her along for the audition. Because Nikki was not even interested in wrestling. She was about to go off to Italy to play football full time as a professional. She was a football player, I think. So when they went there and then they went for the audition, they left. They thought like, okay lah, just try nothing. What happened was a casting agent was there and spotted them at the audition and asked them, hey, sign a contract with us. We will help you get you developmental training in WWE. So WWE had a casting agent talent development that actually scouts all these models. So it's I confirm John Laurinaitis is department one. So basically what they do is like all the people that went for the audition, the hot ones or the one that they think got potential, not because they will go. So Bella's never even went on Tough Enough on TV, you know. They never did all the segments. They just straight away went to developmental with Tom Pritchard. And when Tom Pritchard trained them the first day, they was like, then they finally watched Monday Night Raw to see what it's all about. And they started play fighting in the hotel room pretending that they were wrestlers. So that was introduction to wrestling. So
play fighting. Oh my god. Well, then again, getting between the Bellas play fighting, I mean, okay, anyway.
Okay, we shall end it there.
Primo!
Hey, come on! I love that song. Okay? I mean,
and it's like some weird like vocoder effect on it. Primo! I don't know why that's so funny to me.
I'm actually quite addicted to the song. Hey, you know, they talk very openly about what happened with John Cena. They talk very openly about Bryan Danielson. And you know what? I actually did enjoy the whole Authority versus Daniel Bryan and Brie
Okay.
Bella, if you remember.
Once I've watched The Roast, once I've watched Biography, Kurt Angle, once I've watched Rivals, it really got nothing else to watch. Very free. Because I'm currently not watching anything on Netflix or Disney Plus. I finished all my shows already. So
Nice.
but I still need to get through those 3 first. If I can watch those 3 tonight, if I have time, then maybe I will watch the Bellas.
I'm just saying, if you don't want to, just watch Jim Cornette's review of the Bellas on YouTube. I think it's good.
Question. Do they play Brie Bella's entrance theme?
Oh no, they dedicated 3-4 minutes to explain the entire concept of Brie mode. They actually talk about how Brie mode was about her getting drunk, and it was highlighted on the E-show, and she incorporated it into her wrestling gimmick, and it became a source of empowerment for people.
Okay, now you make me want to watch already. You've done a better job selling me this show than the show itself.
You watch it with an open mind and a tongue-in-cheek attitude. I think you will enjoy the show.
Okay. With that, we should wrap things up because I'm losing my shit already.
Yes, we should.
Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out in the podcast. Yes.
Oh my God, Irvin said Broken Skull session with Sami Zayn. Yes, I did watch that. It was great. It was really good. We watched it last week. Deep Royalty, not watching the Miz and Mrs. season finale tomorrow.
I feel bad because I've sort of like completely stopped watching the Miz and Mrs. after first season already.
Now it's what, season 3, is it?
I don't know lah, but it's like
it's just a thing that's there,
Yeah, like I would have to scrape like really the bottom of the barrel. Like I really watch everything and I have nothing better to do. Then maybe I'll watch Miz and Mrs.
I mean, like I'll just watch it at most for Maurice. I mean, Maurice is
Maurice.
Chef kiss. And when she brought the handbag with that looked like balls.
Oh, wow! She had many balls, many round things.
Honestly, I kind of enjoyed it. It was quite funny, but yeah, sure.
Oh God. Okay. We have 5 weeks to go before Clash at the Castle, so this gives us a bit of a break. AEW is gonna have All Out soon.
September 4th, so it's actually the same time as Clash at the Castle.
Oh shit. Okay, so actually we have quite a few weeks of like programming in between to sort of like, no major things. I think what's gonna happen in the next few weeks though will be very noteworthy because Triple H is in charge. So a lot of NXT guys are gonna show up, I feel, in the next couple of weeks.
All right. I know on the podcast, a couple of the listeners have been telling us like, when are we going to do a watch along again? When are we going to do like a recap show of an old pay-per-view? If there is nothing that's happening in this coming month, I think it's a great month to revisit one of the shows. But
what should
but you know how it is. You know how it is, right?
No,
every time we want to do something.
Yeah, something will come up.
Yeah. Wait. You just reminded me something is coming up.
What's that?
Grapple Max is having their first show soon, right? This month.
They have a new Grapple Max title, Gold Standard, I believe is the name of it.
Yes, so they have a title tournament to present the crown, the first ever Grapple Max champion in-house. So we'll be attending that show. I believe it's this month, right, bro?
August the 6th. So right before National Day. Hey, perfect timing, before National Day.
Hey, is this weekend, bro?
Yeah, it's this weekend. Oh yeah, shit, 6th August is this weekend. Holy crap.
So I guess we are reviewing the show to next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it. Oh my God, time just flies.
Yeah, it does. So next week also, we will review that, and I think the Ring of Rebirth people, remember what Ho Lun said last week about them doing a show soon? So there will be. So I guess our focus will be more on local wrestling. I guess this month. This is like National Day as well, right?
Well, yeah, why not, right? And it's going to be. Div Royalty is like, bro, it's August already. I know, it's crazy. It's been a crazy year.
It's 8 months into 2022. How crazy!
Thank you very much for hanging out with us this past couple of hours. Also, these past couple of months and years. Some of you, we absolutely appreciate it. Okay. Anything you want to plug before we get the hell out of here?
Just a quick one. I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram, but bro, I just hit 1 million reads on my articles on Sportskeeda, bro. What?
Let's go!
Holy crap! So I started writing for this website, right? To talk, just write wrestling articles on AEW, WWE. this past December. So like within 8 months, I got 1 million readership. So
Congrats, bro.
fucking proud of myself. And I wanted to share that news with all the wrestling listeners from the podcast as well. Please, if you want to read some wrestling articles, go check it out, man. I posted it on our IG.
Yep.
Please check it out. Yeah.
There you go. Congrats, bro. I'm super proud of you, man.
Thanks, man.
On my Twitch channel, I'll be building my first custom keyboard. So come join me tomorrow evening.
Custom keyboard. What's that all about, bro?
Custom keyboard lah. Mechanical keyboard lah. So like, okay, this is the current keyboard I have. It's also a custom keyboard. But
nice.
I got somebody else to build it for me.
So now you're going to try it on your own.
Yes, I'm trying it on my own. So I spent the whole weekend lubing switches, right? And let me show you.
Lubing.
Yes. So for keyboard to be nice and smooth and give you a nice stock sound and nice,
Talk.
Yeah. You got to loop the shit. So for my first custom keyboard build, right? I think I a bit extra lah. So check it out.
Walao, you got a full scale. What's set?
Don't ask me how much I spent on this.
What is this? A loop set?
No. This is just the keyboard, the base lah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like building like your own CPU like that, or you have to build all the parts.
Yes.
Put it together.
So I'm gonna put this together on on my Twitch.
Tomorrow?
Twitch. Yeah, tomorrow evening at 7 p.m.
Nice, man. All the best. I can't wait to see the final product, bro.
Zayden says you don't want to know, Foreign. Time to drag Foreign into the black hole of custom keyboards. Yes, very dangerous. It's a black hole of money. You're just throwing money in. Don't start this hobby.
Okay, guys. Mr. Young is happily married and has a house. I have none of those things yet, so let me get those things out of the way before I can splurge on other things.
Yes, exactly, right? If anything, we have wrestling to be our hobby, so there you go.
Yes, for sure.
Mr. Young's literal money in the bank. Boom, I love it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dear gosh.
Time for us to get out of here. Everybody, once again, thank you so much for hanging out. If you haven't already, please do us a favor, like the video. And of course, if you haven't joined our Discord yet, Discord link is in the description.
Yes, so and if you love what we do, you want to support us, you want to help reimburse the money that Mr. Young has been putting in, please consider pledging your support to our Patreon as well.
That's right. We have the Patreon page, like we mentioned. Everything is in the description. All right, we're going to get out of here. Everybody have a great week ahead. Go and rewatch SummerSlam for all that red tractor action, and let's get the hell out of here. It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Have a great National Day weekend.
Kick to the gut. I like it.